everyone. Welcome to the Lightbringers Guild Wars 2 podcast, Season 3, Episode 5. And we're talking about the secrets of the obscure story continued. Part 2, from Chapter 4 onwards, Voices Beyond the Well. And there's only one voice that I can hear, and it's Boots being an absolute legend.
Yeah, I was going to say jackass.
I was going to say jackass. I'm English, I don't say jackass. And I'd have to say jackass as well. I'd say bellend, but like, you know, not many people know that, so I won't call you a bellend. That's mean.
I'm honestly just sad that you didn't have the mic on so that everybody could hear Boots singing through the
I may have got a tiny bit of it at the end.
Okay, I'm glad.
Okay, good.
That was shared with the world.
What is Kroof doing? Kroof, you okay?
Kroof said they might sleep.
I have a plan. Just
Kroof,
roll with it.
Kroof, we're not actually gaslighting you.
Y'all can gaslight me any day.
No, Jebro, Kroof's working on something. Kroof's setting the stage, so we just have to let them play this out.
Oh, dramatic, like music.
Dramatic.
Yeah.
I see. Well, Kroof does whatever they're doing. Let's do a mini intro of ourselves. We have, and shout out to the Crying Herald, who's unfortunately not very well today, and they will not be joining us. I had 6 of us ready to go. I was like, 6 people. That's a lot, because Scott is going to join us for more story reviews because they came in at the beginning. And I thought it would be very awesome to have them continue to come back.
Continuity.
Yes, indeed. So that was the thing. So welcome back. Boots is back as well. And Rookery is back as well. So you 3 people are back who have just been away. Well, 2 people are back who have been away. Scott has been away technically, but was here last week.
I was here too.
Oh, you were here, but you were here, so you're fine.
Kroof was there.
I think
fine.
Kroof actually has been on the most episodes.
Maybe.
Yeah, good job.
Maybe,
I think you have. Yeah.
Is that saying something about their availability?
Damn.
Wow. Okay.
Friday.
Jeez. I was just gonna be like, that's because Boots and I are just slackers, but Boots is over here just like,
Boots is normally
turn the tables on
entertaining
this.
someone or cooking dinner or something.
You really said I have
Boots
nothing
is
better
like,
to
we
do.
have a social life.
Wow. What does it say about me?
Wow.
I mean, I'm here every time.
Well, the thing is that your purpose here is to wrangle us.
I wrangle all the people. I normally at the beginning of the week, I'm like, or a Wednesday maybe. Like, who's coming?
There are some times.
7 days later.
There are some times where you were like, okay, I can't do a show this week, but we were all raring to go.
Of course,
we were, like,
You've
super
got
ready.
your own private chat where you're just like, I wonder if Jebro's going to talk to us this week and tell us the show's on, rather than like the day before.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Kroof, tell us what you do, where you do it.
Oh.
Hello, I'm Kroof. You can find me at Kroof. Okay.
Okay, why was my impression a South Park character? What?
I don't know.
Hi guys, I'm so happy
Oh,
to be
that's
here.
right.
I was rising up like it was, my world tour, but
Oh my god.
I got the
thanks for
dramatic
having me.
reveal.
Yeah, I thought it was
having me.
great.
I appreciated that.
Do you want to do it again, and we could like do dramatic music in the background to like really add some
I can
extra
do
impact?
I can do the Guild Wars 2 theme for Secrets
Do you
of the
have a
Obscure.
cat that you could pet while doing that?
Start again.
Ooh, be very maniacal.
Start again. And
Okay.
go.
Wait.
Wait. I have to wait. It's the slow intro, remember. I'm going to tell you. I'll give you a countdown.
Do you have a voice changer with an announcer megaphone sound?
Go on. Raise up now. Raise up now, Kroof. Raise up.
Now.
It's slow.
It's really slow.
Just keep looking. Don't say anything yet. Go back down. I'm not ready.
Hi. Thank you.
Go back down.
Amazing.
Okay.
Incredible.
That was it. Y'all can go find me on YouTube.
It was the violin part. It was just like very romantic and very like slow and coarse.
You have intro music for all of us?
No.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It was just the secrets of the obscure. Well, Boots, if you could have that can be my random question to everyone this week. If you had to have an intro song, what would it be?
Don't worry, be happy.
We're not at you yet. We're talking
Mine would be. Oh God.
You just did Kroof's. Kroof's is apparently the secrets of the obscure theme.
No.
Which makes total sense.
Does it have to be Guild Wars 2 related, or can
No,
it be anything?
it can be anything.
Okay. Well, it depends. Like, am I going into the Hunger Games, or am I like, what event am I entering?
Wrestling.
I mean,
No, this podcast. Like, what-
If it was wrestling, it would definitely have to be Why Can't We Be Friends? But
I
if
think
it's-
someone's already got that. Like Doink the
I know
Clown.
it's a good one. They made a good choice.
Oh, fair enough.
I mean, I've really been enjoying. I literally just listened to it. It's the song called "That Girl" by Bree Runway.
All right, all right, all right.
Cool. I can't
It's a
play
really
any
good
of these
beat.
songs, by the way, because of copyright infringement.
I mean, you can
but
play like 5 seconds.
no,
Yeah, play 5 seconds.
no.
Okay,
YouTube
I
will
will play
slay my
5
face.
seconds.
Look it up. Okay, excellent choice. Don't know it, but I'm sure it's great. Rookery. We're gonna give Ross Scotch some time because Ross Scotch looked
Okay.
very panicked when I was like with the question. Ross Scotch was like, "Oh, an intro song." So we're gonna give you time.
Now,
Rookery.
I'm apparently, neither Boots, Otter, nor I are worthy of dramatic intro music, which is fine.
If
it's
you want
fine,
me to
but
do it, I will do it. But you have to come
No,
in. You
no,
have to
it's
come
it's
in
okay, Jebro.
dramatically. Like, do
It's
you
okay.
have the same effect with your chair? Is it a Guild Wars 2 DX Racer 7.4 million XY247 version of the chair?
I mean,
Wait, were
I
you-
have that chair next to me,
Okay,
but
maybe you should.
is
sit
that
on
a
it.
requirement for the dramatic chair review? Okay,
I'm gonna be
all right,
honest.
all
I've
right.
got one as well.
Wait, why aren't you
and it
using
doesn't
that
fit me.
amazing chair?
Because I'm a kind and benevolent soul and I gave it to my partner. Also because I have a special ergonomic chair because my body is falling apart.
I can't
I'll be there
fit-
soon
The
enough.
chair is
I might
not.
to-
The chair is not big enough for me.
I might need to quiz you on what kind of chair you've got because
Wow,
I'm falling
Jebro.
apart.
Yes, we can chat. We can chat.
It's the back. It's the back piece.
Oh
'cause
yeah,
it's
Jebro's
thick.
just swole.
Yeah, Jebro's
am.
just like so swole,
I am.
so
I'm
strong,
so
8 foot
huge.
so
giant.
powerful
No,
and
you know
enormous.
that bit on the back? It's fixed. It's down where my like shoulders are. So I can't actually sit there.
Okay, Jebro. This intro is not about how enormous you are. This intro is about
It's always about how enormous I
What
am.
music embodies
Every
you.
single one. God damn it, I'm so huge. I'm sorry.
Jebro, you just said that, and now what I'm about to say, I want you to know this is your fault. Yeah, if you want to hear about how huge Jebro is, tune into the Lightbringers every week. No, if you want to hang out and talk about MMOs
God.
and sometimes laugh at the things that Jebro says, but mostly play MMOs and hang out on my channel, you can find me on twitch.tv Rookery. You can find me on YouTube at the same. You can find me on Twitter for now at Rookery_. We were just talking about Blue Sky before the podcast got started today. So you can just find me at Rookery on that as well. And again, that's ROOKURI. And my theme song would be Levitating by Dua Lipa. So
Oh, I love that
Oh, I
song.
don't know
that
that
song
one
too.
either.
Good song.
I'm levitating.
Someone needs to like come out with some rock or metal or something, and I'll be like, yeah, I know that one. I'm looking at you, Scotch and Moots. Go on. I need to look up
Okay,
these songs.
I'll
later.
go last.
Okay.
I'll
Well,
look at my
Scotch,
playlists.
Scotch, tell us
trying-
what you do.
everything-
This doesn't have to be a hugely serious thing.
No, that's
It
the
could be
problem. Is every
Postman
song I
Pat or
think of
Thomas
is
the
too
Tank
serious.
Engine, for all I give a hell.
Otter's like, mine is Mad World.
Yeah,
I mean, that's a
yeah.
pretty good one.
Which version?
No, it's-
There's like 74 versions of that song.
Wasn't there this really like minor key threatening villainous version?
Oh,
No,
probably.
that's not me at
What,
all.
from Donnie Darko? Which one?
I don't remember. But no, my intro song would probably be like the Korok Forest theme or something. It can't be serious. Because you're just gonna spoil it.
Okay, I can't. You're gonna have to message me that one as well, because I don't know.
Okay. I also
Or can you sing
I
it for
am.
us?
Do 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 do. That's
I
just
like
like
it.
right out
I
the-
like it.
Excellent. Top
It's
three.
really light and slightly goofy and whimsical and it's good. But I might not be that either.
Like a Hobbit Lord of the Rings song.
Yeah, that kind of.
Okay.
You don't take them quite too seriously.
Sorry, carry on.
Yeah, I could go with that. No, I'm Otterscotch. I do variety stuff, mostly on Twitch. Occasionally I make forays into YouTube, but I'm not very consistent. And yeah, I am also in the process. Yeah. Yep. And I'm setting up on Blue Sky as well, now that I have a code.
Yay. Awesome. Do all the things. Felting as well.
Yeah,
Makes
felting,
lots of
yes.
very cool things, which you should check out. If you get stuff on your shop, there's a shop as well, right?
Yes, actually, I have a shop on Redbubble.
Etsy?
I was like, it's a
Redbubble.
color. It's a
Okay.
color. What is the site with the color?
Blue Bubble. No, Blue Sky.
That's what I said.
Oh, okay. It's fine. Excellent. Thank you for joining us again. Boots! No pressure. You're still looking up the playlist, aren't you?
I got a lot of songs.
Mm-hmm.
I got too many songs.
Sure.
I mean, it's still, Don't Worry, Be Happy.
Yeah.
But, yeah. Or maybe,
Oh dear. How are we doing, everyone? We all right? Are we having a good show so far? It's great.
oh, whatever. It's fine. That's good. It's good
You,
enough.
don't worry, be happy.
It's great.
You can pick
I
whatever
love it.
song you want. It's up to you, mate. What about the Guild Wars 2 Secrets of the Obscure song called Amnitas in Peril?
I'm honestly surprised you didn't say these boots are made for walking.
Oh
Damn
my
it.
god.
That's the answer.
Boots.
That's the answer.
There you go. Well, that can be
Alright,
your
well,
song.
Okay, I'm gonna go with.
That's your wrestling theme tune. And all you wear is boots and a small little pair of pants.
Boots and a speedo.
Have you thought often about
I think
a
so.
little pair of pants?
Boots is my little
so.
sausage.
I forgot about that.
Beautiful. It was beautiful. Wow, I just love the bonds that form on this podcast, you know? Just love it.
What was I talking about? Right.
It's gone.
Sausages
Yeah.
and speedos.
Your intro. Today, Jebro is
Who's
really the one
thinking
that's like
about
off
it?
the rails.
We're doomed if Jebro can't stay on top.
It's been a wild week of clients, so
damn.
sometimes it gets to the end of the week and I'm like, throw everything in the air, and I'm like, it's fine.
So I finally edited the Festival of the Four Winds adventures. So those are going up to one going up today, one's tomorrow, one's on Sunday,
Nice.
and so I could get to the rest of them later on. I'm into Path of Fire. Those are on
Excited.
YouTube on World Adventures.
Make sure you advertise them on Blue Sky.
Yeah.
For my 3 followers.
Follow us all on apps that aren't X or whatever. Or you can do that.
Find me on Grinder.
That was an earlier conversation, Chris. Okay. You can find me, Jebro, twitch.tv/JebroUni, streaming randomly on the weekend, maybe doing other stuff. Twitch, Twitter, all the things, youtube.com/JebroUnity to find these episodes on the Saturday, the day after they come out. After we've had the live show, 1 p.m. Pacific on a Friday. My intro song would be Ramble On by the Led Zeppelin. Oh yeah.
That's good. It's a good
Oh
one.
yeah. Oh yeah. Just
Not
Led
the
Zeppelin,
immigrant song?
Legends. No. Well, maybe. It depends if I'm in England or America.
Very
If I'm in
yeah.
America, immigrant song. If I'm in England, Ramble On, because it's Lord of the Rings and all that fun stuff. Anyway, I guess it's got Lord of the Rings reference. Okay, as we have the mysterious Guild Wars 2 Secrets of the Obscure music coming in, we will start our review. Or continue our review. Not starting it again. We already started it
Damn, I
twice.
gotta go.
We've already been there twice. We don't need to continue. But we are going on to the 4th chapter, which is Voices Beyond the Veil. Keep working with the Astro Award in Skywatch Archipelago. Archipelago or Archipelago? Co?
Archipelago.
It's a go. It's a go. Go.
Jebro, you know that an
Archipelago.
archipelago is a real word of like
I do.
a type of land.
Structure.
I do.
I just wanted to make sure. I just wanted to double check.
But sometimes
Okay.
words don't look like they should. I
Fair,
can't
that's
say
fair.
them properly.
Like
A
most
lot
of
of
these
people have been
names.
pronouncing it archipelago.
Depends if you're American or
Wrong. No,
Archipelago.
That's what I feel too. Yeah.
not.
archipelago.
Pigo?
Peepigo.
Archipelago.
That's why I
Pelago.
got out of it because your
Well,
video
stop.
stuttered.
Wales.
Secrets of the obscure. Okay, I will be the one that will keep us on track here. It's
Secrets of the
Archipelago.
Obscure. Yes. This is
Secrets of the Obscure.
If you're wondering what the footage is in the background, it is Kroof's playthrough, and we just meeting. I think we're meeting I keep saying it wrong.
Urchik
Urchik and Gladium.
Gladium. Which,
That's
by the
right.
way, have we all decided that these are definitely an homage to Groot and Rocket?
I didn't even think of that. Well, I feel like
No.
Gladium would have been a Sylvari then.
There should have been
Yeah,
there should have been a Safari.
yeah.
I mean,
I can see the same kind of dynamic though,
Yeah, but they
for
don't
sure.
say their name though. They're just quiet.
Groot. Yeah, but you know,
If they
and
say
she-
Gladium all the time,
I do love
I think
these
it's-
two. They are,
which would be weird.
yeah, these two are so precious. I think they are the cutest characters maybe that we have in this game. Like they are so sweet.
Other than
And I
Ogden,
also
yeah.
really love that. Well, I think they're cuter than Ogden.
What?
So sorry. I'm so sorry. But no, I love them. And I love the fact that Gladium uses sign language or an equivalent of sign language. I had this like offhand thought while I was playing. I was like, oh, it'd be so cool if at some point they added in one of the achievement collections where you could like learn sign language.
That would
And
be cool.
then if you
True.
like went back and replayed the story, all of Gladium's dialogue would be like translated for you. I was like, that'd be so good. I don't know.
Very cool.
Either way, I love these two. They have such a great dynamic, and I think Urchik in particular just stole my heart. So sweet.
Thing I
She
like
makes my
about
day.
Urchik the most is every once in a while when is it a here what is Urchik? I guess it doesn't matter.
A script.
But
She, I want
think
to
it's
say they
she.
refer
I
she
think
her.
Urchik has said she.
okay.
Yeah.
But whenever she says the commander's name, every once in a while it's like said in such a way that it's like fawning over, but like about to faint when she says commander.
Yeah,
I
like
find
she's
it
a
very
mega
fun.
fan.
She
Yeah.
is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's cute. It's cute.
And for being a scrit, you could really ride that line of getting too repetitive or annoying, but the performance and the writing was so dynamic for Urchik that I never really got bored of the character. And especially like the first introduction, I think it was really strong.
They're a little
love
bit
this.
more refined than your usual
Yeah.
script, though, aren't they?
Yes, they're a little bit more up to the intelligence of
Well,
being
she's
able
smart
to
enough.
be by herself and amongst the wizards and the hunters and all that. So, yeah, shout out to Urchik.
Also, I think later on in the story, there's a point where the commander is able to understand what Gladium is saying, and Urchik comments on it.
Mm.
And that's another reason why I thought it was nodding a bit to Groot and Rocket, because by the end people can understand what Groot's saying, even though they're just saying that.
Yeah, that's true. Makes sense. Kroof, is
I
your
haven't even
chair
thought about
coming up again anytime soon? Because I'm gonna have to change your
My chair?
I don't
I
know.
was just
you
lower down a
I
little
It
more.
was very low in the frame today.
You were very low in the
Sorry.
frame today. Like,
I just moved my table down.
It's
a
okay.
little
It's
bit more.
okay. I'm gonna fix this so we can see your entire face. There you go. Look at the camera for me.
Wink at the camera?
Seduce the camera.
Yeah, I
Just
don't do
listen.
that unless I get at least $100 in my bank account. You know, I know my worth.
100. That's fair. 100. Is that it? That doesn't seem like a lot.
For a wink at the camera? I think that's the crew valuing themselves.
You want to know the other rates for the other things I can do?
I'm
mean,
gonna give 2 winks
I
to the
can't
camera
do
right
that on
now.
YouTube. Like, I just don't have access.
2 winks at the same time. It's called a blink.
Yeah.
We're
Do you
good
know
at
what'll
this.
happen if Urchik hangs out with other Skrit? Will they become like ridiculously smart?
Ooh.
Good question.
Actually
probably
do
would.
get to talk to her about what happened and why she's off on her own, not with a scratch.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, was that
There was,
side story, or was it like an actual while we were going through it? Because I can't remember.
I think I actually chased her down to talk to her.
Okay.
I
It might
remember
have been at the end
coming
of
in
the.
contact
It
with
might have been
that.
at the end when everybody's in the.
That might be it. Yeah, I can't remember exactly when. But she got experimented on, of course, by some Asura, was made too smart and couldn't connect mentally with the other Skrit like she used to.
Right.
Mm.
Okay.
That
Well, then
makes
that's
sense,
another nod to Rocket.
Oh my
I mean,
gosh,
actually,
you
yeah, you
really
really
on
are on
this,
this.
huh?
I think you cracked the
there's a
code.
bit. You got it. You got it. You got it. But I mean, I like it because I feel like both Gladium and Urchik, right, are technically part of like various cultures, or I mean, even biological effects with the Skrit. I would assume, where being a part of a larger collective is something that is like deeply important. And yet, because of what happened, either through like separation
Uh-oh.
How?
Uh-oh. She
Okay,
got
let's all do
separated.
the rook face.
Oh no, did I get can you all see me now?
You're back.
Okay, sorry.
You're back. All right.
Hi, welcome back. It's me. So
You got cut
I
off
don't know
when
where
you
it left
said
off.
whether you got cut off
OOC.
after you said whether she got separated.
Okay, so like both of them come from like cultures or biological effects or like groups, right, that like are larger collectives. So like whether or not it was something because of like you know, inability to communicate with that group, or the things that she got like that happened to Gladium, and the trauma and war and whatever else, or Urchik, who, you know, was like experimented on and had these other kinds of things that made it so that she couldn't reconnect with her group. And so like the two of them finding each other and creating this little mini group, I think is such a lovely little like theme with them, and it's very sweet, and it's not unlike Groot and Rocket Raccoon. You're right, like it is for sure. But I think it's just like a very strong narrative with those two, particularly because they're Char and Skrit, which is interesting.
Oh shoot! So who
Got a
are the
cat and
other?
mouse.
Are the other ones other Guardians of the Galaxy then?
Oh no.
Let's try to connect. Hold
This
on.
is very
Dissect
much a
this, huh?
boost thing right
Would
now.
Frode be Star Lord?
Road
We
is
are
Drax.
Star Lord. We are Star Lord.
Yeah,
You know,
maybe.
we're the, you know, or we're four because they both fought.
No,
you know,
no,
what
yeah.
kind of-
Oh, is Narcisse?
Anyway,
I forgot her name.
Oh yeah, Mantis.
Mantis.
Boots will not
yeah.
derail this podcast again.
Dagda is.
Don't make
Gamora.
promises you can't
Gamora.
keep.
Yeah.
There we go. We figured it out.
Frode is Drax.
No, Maban is Star Lord.
Maban is Star Lord.
Period. We got it. We cracked the code.
We're done.
Good. Let's continue.
Okay.
Okay. So there's that conversation, and then Kroof was just like, "No, we're just gonna cut straight to another bit now."
Yeah. I said we got to keep it pushing.
Dagda
That's
and
what she's.
My gosh. Can I just say
Thanks.
that I love Dagda? Dagda
Yes.
might actually be one of my favorite
It's very
characters
good.
to come out of the expansion.
Mm.
One, just because I think it's so cool given the larger lore about the
huge.
what are they actually called in Guild Wars 2? Like giants, but they were referred to as Jotun. Thank you. Yeah. So, like, given the context that we know that they were once such powerful spellcasters, and that they really were one of the greatest powers on the planet, like prior to many of the rises of the modern day races, is like, it's something that if you haven't jumped into the lore of the game, you just aren't going to know, because you see Jotun enemies around and you're just like, oh, those are just mobs that I kill on the maps, and like that's pretty much it. But the fact that we actually get a character who is a Jotun from that time and who is so interesting, and I love her, like, I'm the tough mom. Also, my wife, a Coden, left me. Also, like, all these details with her, like you earning her respect, and the fight with her, oh, it's just all so good. Like, it brings
That's
that
a
lore
cool
to the
fight.
forefront. Yeah, it's really neat because I think a lot of people would never have known that, but you can use her character as a gateway to learn about all of that lore and history, which is so cool.
Are Norn
Oh, God.
Norn like a mixture of Jotun and Koden? Are like they're like so they got together one time and the Norn came to be?
I want
I
to
don't
say I
think they
remember
ever
them being.
say.
I think they're separate. I
Yeah.
think there is something. I'm trying to remember
Do
where
we
I
get
saw
any of their
this.
creation mythos?
Yeah, I think there's something at some point that says that they are two distinctive groups. Like the Norn did not come specifically from Jotun, but I don't remember where I saw that. Do you remember?
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't seen anything that says they were descendants. So,
But
But have you
I'll
seen
just
anything
say
that says
no.
they weren't? Crew?
I mean, you
I'm
could
gonna
have. You should make
say
a
probably
channel.
not.
Just call it
Probably
Boots Lore.
not.
Boots
I mean,
Lore,
considering-
make it up. It's fine.
Hashtag.
Boots lore.
Hashtag Boots Lore. Hashtag.
We gotta look at.
What the
Look
fact?
up. Somebody in chat look up where the Norn come from, because the other question is, why do they look so much like just big humans? And if humans aren't native to Tyria, why are they the same basically?
Well, you
Oh,
mean
the Norn.
humanoid
Yeah.
esque.
Yeah.
No, actually, I'm remembering now because this is part of why I was so excited in Icebrood Saga that we were going into the Norn homelands, is because they've kept it so vague and given us absolutely nothing on their like intercultural relationships before they were forced out of the north, or where they all came from, or what they are. And then we went there and it was Char story.
We were
Oh, yeah.
supposed to get Jotun's story.
Were we?
As alluded to on an art station that a developer posted some of the maps that were not finished, and they had Jotun assets, and it was very exciting.
Oh,
That post has since been
that's
taken down,
Damn.
Is it?
but
Ah.
don't worry, y'all.
okay.
I did my
so
investigative journalism.
Out of all the
here-
things.
Here's something that I found through the wiki. The origin of the Norn race isn't known, but there are theories. The Coden believe the Norn may be descendants from an ancient Coden group who disobeyed Coda's word during the Dragon Storm and abandoned the Coden to go hunting to the south. But it seems like there's some contradicting kind of lore about that.
And they made it to the south where the Jotun were, and then they got together.
I mean, I don't know. Throne the Lost, a Jotun storyteller, claims that Jotun and Norn once ruled the Shiver Peak Mountains during an age of giants, but nothing about them necessarily being like the same race, you know, or coming from the same race. So
Yeah. Okay.
it seems kind of vague.
But you know when we
Not really
turn
sure.
into, I mean, you know when you turn into a bear, like on the elite Norn thing, you
Yeah.
literally turn into a Coden. Like you look
No,
like a
well,
Coden.
no.
You do.
You're a bear.
Not,
You're a different
not
bear.
really.
You're not a
No?
Kodiak.
Yeah, the shoulders
Is
are
it?
way bulkier, and you've got like you're a brown, a big
One's a
Kodiak
polar
You're
bear.
standing
and
up,
one's,
aren't
yeah,
you?
one's a Kodiak bear.
Standing up.
Yeah,
Why are
but
you
you're
standing
a
up?
different
Like-
bear.
What? I'm
You're
getting pictures of
bipedal,
this.
but
I'm getting pictures. I'm getting
They are
pictures
the
now.
same in that they are both anthropomorphic bears. Yes.
Wow.
It's just-
Wow. Are they not
suppose.
different kind of Codens?
hey,
To be
Coden can
fair-
have different fur colors.
Yeah.
I don't know
but now
this.
you're saying like
I'm looking it up.
now you're saying like the
the-
Berenstein bears are the same thing.
Okay,
as
no, you're
Yogi
right.
Bear.
You're actually right. You're actually right. It looks nothing like it.
Thank you for
Fine.
admitting. Thank you.
No.
I mean, no,
It does look like a
they're
normal bear.
even on the wiki, they talk a bit about how like the shape-shifting form could be something indicative of like a tie to Coden, right? But there's no specific information. I mean, of course, there is a lot of discussion, yeah, about like why do humans look so much like everybody else? You could just probably make an argument that like bipedal sentient life kind of it just evolved the
Yeah,
same way.
but Norn and human, that's really close.
I know, it's
we
very
definitely have to continue.
I know.
We
I have
have
more
no-
I have more things to add.
we have
But all
gone
of-
So Norn can
nowhere.
shapeshift. So if we're not saying Jotun and Kodan, there's only one other race that could sign a shapeshift like Norn, which might be the true descendants of Norns, and that's Quaggan.
human can
Oh god.
through magic shapeshift.
That's true.
Yeah,
I mean, okay, all this to say, Dagda is awesome. I would marry her. The end. She's very cool. I really like the layers of character development, the
Love the
extra journals
model.
you can find with her. Her model, yes. Yeah, I think she's super interesting. And like the dwarf reveal, you know, like we have with Lear, that was something that I was so excited to see in here with our ensemble. So very cool that we have a Jotun And I hope we get to like actually hear more perhaps about some of this stuff, right? Through her and like through her understanding of the world from her time as opposed to what we know now. It'd be cool.
She's got cool tats.
Yeah, she got cool tats too, yeah.
She looked after Zoja when she needed the heals as well. And I'm playing it in the background a little bit. I don't think there's anything.
She's like an aunt to SOTO.
She's like a what?
An aunt. Sorry, I didn't pronounce it like you would.
I was like, I thought you said she's an ant. Like, she is very tall. She is very tall. She's a very tall ant, I guess. I don't know.
What is this? A Jotun for ants?
At least we're speaking up for ourselves.
Oh dear. Okay, so we're with Dagda. We're in what is it? Voices Beyond the Veil. I can't remember this part massively. Actually, I think we get to talk back to Chick and also Gladium, but we are.
Peitha comments about this interaction between Dagda and the commander, because here Dagda is being very critical and untrustworthy of the commander.
She
and this
is
the
like a
first time
mom,
that-
isn't she? Though, like in that way, I guess. Well, no,
very protective.
Yeah.
She has a responsibility to the astral ward and the people in it. So I think her defensiveness, of course, makes sense. And this newcomer coming in and like being very unpredictable, it actually kind of eats at the commander's ego a little bit, and Peitha picks up on it.
But besides just him, the commander being unpredictable, I mean, it's kind of talked about that they have been following, the commander's exploits all this time, and they see the commander as a, what's the right word for this? Rogue agent, a wild card,
A free agent. Just go and do
an
what you
unknown
want.
force, like something that is powerful but could be very destructive.
Other than
And
her
they-
chick who's just like, I love you.
Yeah.
Well, it's so charming because I really love how they interpret it almost as if all of the Astral Ward has been watching the same TV show and they all have their own thoughts on the characters.
That's kind of what they're doing, though, isn't
The
it?
fandom.
That's kind of what they do.
So cute. It is. It's like a fandom war almost,
Yeah.
right? Where like you see Dagda, who's just like, this person is too strong. Like this person might become a threat we have to face down. And like I have to acknowledge that, even as like the rest of the world might be super into this character, right? And then you have characters like Urchik who are like so inspired by this figure. And literally one of my favorite things about Urchik's writing is when like if you catch her out and about, even like you can catch her sharing stories about what the commander did while she was fighting with them, and she's like, and then the commander did this, and I was like, and then it's like, and they swung and they hit him, and I was there too, and it's like so cute. Oh my gosh, because she really is like, she's probably watched, they've all watched the commander fight these battles and have cheered for them when they themselves perhaps could not actually take action in events, but when they were privy to suffering. And whether or not like the Astral Ward view the commander as, like a rising threat or somebody who made decisions that they personally disagree with and that they think caused more problems than solved. Like, it's all really fascinating because I think it gives us our own vehicle to analyze what we've done as the commander and look at it from an outside source beyond just the people we've saved, which is very cool. It's very cool.
And from a less easily dismissible point than Joko's commentary on our actions.
Joko's commentary is always the best, though. Praise Joko.
I mean,
Just in case he's listening, you know. Gotta keep-
Yeah. Oh, yeah. From the afterlife.
From Maureen's stomach.
Stomach.
Way far away. One day he will return and he will rest in his
Joko
soul.
made Oreen eepy.
So you had the option of there's this voice line right now. Chick and Gladium are very honoured to work alongside the esteemed Pact Commander. I think they're the only one who literally keeps calling them the Commander up until like a point, right? In
and
the
the pact
story.
has been defunct for a while, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah. This is the thing. It's like the Pact's gonna. Yeah, very specific.
Well, yeah, because when did Urchik get called up? Like, it was probably around the time that the pact was still around.
Oh,
Maybe. Yeah.
that could be, yeah.
Maybe. Oh no, but
So
they've been
like that's
watching
the
them.
last
Remember?
that are chick.
They still
Yeah,
remember.
but
they've
it's
still been
still
watching them.
kind of like when you know a person as something and you're interacting in a day-to-day with the world that they're in. And then Urchik went up to the wizard's tower and everything became more abstract and distant.
Exactly.
And so,
So like we know what happened and we're no longer thought of as the pack commander, just the commander and then something else. But Urchik only then from thereafter saw you at probably like very important moments. And those very important moments, you're not going to be like, that's not the pack commander anymore.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, out of the whole ensemble, I feel like Frode is maybe the most forgettable of the
Most of
bunch.
week. Yeah.
I mean,
I would
Frode-
say Lear. Oh.
Whoa! No.
I think
No, I
this is the
agree.
big thing. I think that Lear's big character beat stuff is in the meta of the first map. So, like, if you want more with Lear in those regards, like his dialogue and the memories and everything else that you witness and him and Mabon in that meta is where you get a lot more of the meat of him as a character. Whereas with Frode, like, we do at least get the connection with his daughter and like those relationships as well as the kind of fatherly role that he takes. Some of the supplemental lore stuff gives you like a bit more information about him. And then of course Mabon. His daughter? No, that's a hanging thread for the second part of everything. But yeah, like this ensemble overall, especially Mabon gets developed over the course of all the story we had and his additional stuff, and he's so I just love him too. But like I just have to give the writers props because I saw here even in your notes, Jebro, that you kind of compared them to Destiny's Edge. In that we have like a new ensemble of companions and heroes, right?
Yeah.
But like, I just think they knocked it out of the park with these characters. Like, this is an ensemble that so quickly I find distinctive, memorable, compelling. They're charming all in their own ways. They're well developed. There's a lot of little things and a supplemental lore and information, which is no small feat when you're basically introducing a whole cast like cold to the players. I really, really found this ensemble really great, and their like initial introductions to be just so telling about their personalities and character and to make you like them right off the bat, or at least have like an idea of the dynamic with them right off the bat, which was so well done.
And the voice
I
acting
agree.
again.
And I would like to say that I think maybe we could have a good analogy here for these characters.
No.
Mabon, Dagda, all these people are like Dr. Barbie, Professor Barbie, et cetera, et
not the
cetera.
Anglais.
War Barbie.
And Frode is just Frode.
I thought they were Guardians
He's
of the
more
Galaxy,
Barbie.
and now they're Barbies? Like, what? What else
I will,
are they?
yeah,
The Simpsons?
Frode. It's very
I thought I knew where
interesting
that was going.
because Norn are very flat or abrasive and very upfront. But even with Frode, it doesn't necessarily. For me, I didn't get the impression that it was like ultimate Norn writing in terms of what they were in like Guild Wars 1, Eye of the North, where they were like very headstrong, just going for it. He is very thoughtful and has a lot of strategy behind his defenses and plan of attack.
Maybe that's
So
the difference.
But it just, there's some characterization, there's some emotion missing, because also at the very beginning of the story, his daughter Arena is sucked into Nyos, and then the entire time he's just like, well, she'll be fine.
I actually totally forgot until you reminded me last
okay.
time. Yeah, I was like, oh yeah, that happened.
I mean,
he doesn't
he
seem
does
to
have-
just
That
be like,
could be a part of his character too, just having so much faith in his daughter, right? Like he could just
yeah.
But it's
Trust
not.
it.
It's not even
Could've
like
said that.
fiery passion. It's not like she's gonna destroy all those demons, and I pray they're. It's very much like he's just like, well, if anyone were to get sucked in, it's fine.
To though, part of the ascension into this group of people is like losing a lot of your memories and kind of your emotional ties to them. So it's possible that.
That's
It's
true.
for the
When you,
specific
like-
wizard council.
Yeah.
He
I don't
is
think he's on it. I don't think he's on it.
Is he not?
No, I don't think he is. I think
Oh,
he's
okay.
still just
No.
I'm trying to remember.
not a
Well, maybe
grunt,
he's
but
getting
He's
ready
not
for
a-
that.
he's not
So
a
he's already
wizard.
losing his tie.
But someone else is doing it
Cutting off
first.
guys.
I do want to say that there is a journal, and I don't remember what all the details are, but I think I read it. I think there is a journal that explains why he is more sympathetic. Something about past trauma, or I don't remember if it was something about the fleeing of the Norn, witnessing the massacre in the wake of Jormag.
A little more disconnected.
Yeah, and more compassionate might be. And I feel like he reconnected with his daughter. Like, he had joined the Astral Ward, and then there was a gap of time, and they reconnected. And then she, after that reconnection, joined. There is lore about him. I don't have it in front of me, and I can't remember. I will agree wholeheartedly, though, Kroof, in that I don't necessarily think that it is communicated as memorably, right? I think it's that you have to find these supplemental books and things that are hidden around, and then you can talk to him after the meta on Omnitis as well, and I think there's a bit there about his daughter. So it's vague. It's more vague.
I feel like not every character needs to have a tragic backstory that you are able to tell properly and flesh out. I feel
has
like
to be deep.
It's okay if he is just a guy who's helping out and being a good dude.
Yeah, the thing is though that they did choose to say, we chose to rescue you over my own daughter and left my daughter in hell. They chose to say that, so they.
I feel like that's going to be fleshed out possibly in the next few episodes.
Yeah,
I
hope so.
Something that needs
when
to
we
be
get to Nyos, I hope Frodo's around. Maybe I just want if you watch Naruto, Might Guy and Rock Lee, that fiery passion of protecting someone who is very special to you, and kind of being a little forward and not super flowery in language, just being really amping up Arena, because currently she is in hell, and just we don't know how she's doing.
Sasuke though.
It could be.
I don't think Road would fit that archetype. Emo.
I will say this much. I mean, Kroof, you brought up the fact that you were you don't, compared to Guild Wars 1 Norns or things like that, right? You don't necessarily feel like he has perhaps, this is the way I interpret it, at least, please correct me if I'm wrong, that perhaps his characterization lacks some of what makes Norn memorable, or that passion, that ferocity, that we do everything larger than life kind of feeling. And I feel as though maybe with him as a character, compared to many of the other interesting characters that we have, right? These are all unique, bizarre people that for whatever reason got involved with this eccentric order that exists beyond the bounds of normal times. And in some ways, I think it is charming, Boots, like you were saying, to have a guy who's just kind of a guy who's a part of it, which I think totally works, and I think it allows other characters to shine. So it's not a massive critique of him per se. He needs to be kind of an organizing, steadying force, and that's also important in its own way. But I mean, when I think about the other interesting potential for a Norn we could have had in these regards, I mean, it would have been so cool to have a Norn that I don't know, had perhaps previously been dedicated to one of the spirits that fell and was a former priest of theirs or something, and had to find new magic and got involved with this order, or I think there's a lot more potential for an interesting Norn.
His Norn side is quite interesting in the fact that it doesn't seem to show very much in his character, and I think that kind of is important, because a lot of the Norn society is all about writing your legend and having your legend be told and becoming a legend. He's basically what would be, in reality, should be the biggest legend of all Norn in society, right? To have attained this secret society, be one of the few chosen, etc. But because it's a secret society, it's not a legend that's going to be told. And so maybe he's just come to accept that part of it, and has come to accept that he's not really that kind of person at this point. He's something else.
Also, think about culture and what culture means to all of these different races, and how they actually kind of have distanced themselves from that culture. They're not really... Their culture is the Astral Ward now. That's their background. That's their family. That's their home. So the fact that they don't seek these normal things that gave them drive in their cultural background from before, which is, Guild Wars 2 is very cultural focused in terms of, like the Great Hunt, etc., Sylvari. Asura, like, being the massive, where you literally start in the story being an apprentice and like becoming a master.
Exactly.
And like
But
all
that
of
said,
these things. But
he
here,
probably
you're
should
just,
still
it's all the same.
care about his daughter.
Yeah, but like, we're not talking about adults, Grim.
No, I actually, Jebro, I think you said that so well. That's
culture,
spot
yeah.
on, honestly.
Exactly.
That kind of like, cultural distance, that different new culture. Yeah, for sure.
It's interesting because like maybe we will learn more about the past, because honestly, we talked about this last time, Astral Ward are kind of assholes. Like they kind of aren't like I'm always on the side of like they're kind of not baddies, but they're very much like the Watcher in like Marvel, for example, like watching over, like kind of always thinking about like, is that what if, right? Situation. If you've ever watched the What If series or the comics or whatever, it's like that kind of knowledge seeking, which is almost dangerous, but with like not without thinking about the consequences. And this is a really big lesson in that, like, this is what this is, like the lesson of consequences of our actions, like really huge consequences. You can see it in every single different area. So they play in God, and they're kind of not good. Their essence they are, but I think they're trying to do the right thing. But they've brought people to life. And they don't know who they are. They're like, they exist from, but they haven't been born technically. They didn't have a family. They're like, there's all of these heavy things. So I'm really interested in how they play that out through like the future, and also in future expansions. I hope they link to it. Anyway, I'm being very vague in general right now.
To kind of make it worse, in the reference to bringing people to life, it sounded to me like they had found that Mist Echo entities were not providing enough data, so they seeded them with real people.
Mm-hmm.
Ah.
Oh, did they do that?
Even worse.
Interesting.
Yeah.
When you say
I missed
seeded them,
that
do you mean
tidbit.
like they took people from Tyria and?
I don't know. They weren't clear, but you find like little comments and little texts that imply that Mist Echoes would just like loop and wouldn't give them the dynamic information they needed to see if this was actually a good plan or not. And so they somehow put in real people who are having real lives and generations within the mists.
Oh, so do you mean in the mix with them, or like they base them off of it?
So when we first get into the Skywatch area, and we see all of these fractal shards that have smashed together and come out of the mists into the real world, those are pieces and fragments of fractals that they had put real people in to observe.
Yeah.
Really? I'm
But I could have
very curious
misunderstood
about
entirely.
this. No, I mean I could have misunderstood too, because I was under the impression that from what I read, that they had tried to do things that were like short loops of just a pulled out of the timeline kind of moment, right? And that had not, like you were saying, had not actually fully brought to fruition the true like weight of complexity of existence and everything else. And so rather than just have these like more superficial small things, they instead created these like larger scale fractals where like, yes, generations would, like, time itself kind of was continuing, generations and things would continue to like exist, and time would move forward to this point and exist through it kind of thing. And then they'd put them in stasis at certain points. But I got the impression that that was just like that they essentially extended out the what's the word I'm looking for? The
lifespan of the
like the test, as opposed to like stealing people from the real world and putting them in. It was just that they like allowed those alternate realities to truly have like a complex life of their own. And then when this like manifestation happened, it took them out of the fabric of like just these superficial magic wibbly wobbly things, and like actually manifested them flesh and blood in this event that happened, where now suddenly they were going, oh, like they're real people. But of course, there has always been the debate of like what makes you a real person, because if you have lived an entire life and you have emotional complexity, whatever the fabric of your magical being
is you and is real.
Yeah.
Kinda,
Matrix
yeah.
kind of thing going on, you
Okay.
know, like
So now there's this incident of having 2 mares of Garenhof, and where does that other missed Garenhof mare go? Back to real Garenhof, and there's just your literally your identical person
They can have
just
breaks.
walking
It
around.
means they can be more full time. You know, they can have breaks, take turns. You know, divvy up the work.
You know,
Honestly,
I mean, if you ever wanted to duplicate yourself,
yeah, literally
done.
cloning people.
Send the dwarfs down and let's get dwarf character creation going.
Honestly,
I mean, yeah. We talked about this as a side point, and then we're going to continue because we've barely touched this. I said that this was a good place. Secrets of School would have been a great place to create new characters because of the fractals and because they created new things out of nowhere. So we could have just had a level 80 character and would have been beautiful. Dwarves could have been.
and it would have been interesting because they could keep the same personal story, just your character, your Tengu, you know, has just lived through an alternate reality where the Tengu were fully involved in the normal dragon
That's an idea.
dragon demolition.
That explains.
Events.
Yeah, that explains everything. That's perfect.
using fractals to introduce new playable races.
Yeah.
Oh, I'd love that
Yeah, that's
one
still open.
I wish. Let's continue. Okay, rifts.
Yeah, that'd be too much.
Continued rift hunting as well. What do you think about this in between story chapters? This is fine, like, you know, hitting up rifts every so often, like trying to level up your skills. I think that's just a standard Guild Wars 2 thing now, isn't it? As long as
I
it's not
think
too
that,
long-winded.
The like actual rift hunting helped me learn the map better than other of the in-between segments in previous stories.
Good point. I like the rifts.
I haven't done much of it actually.
Haven't done many rifts.
No, I haven't.
They're kind
I've done a lot of riffs.
I do want to do them for the XP. I've got to get in there and play more of it. But like, I kind of like them at first. I do. We've talked about this off and on last week. We had a lot of conversation about rifts and how they could have been a little bit different, but how they're kind of okay for where it is, and I don't know. Oh, there we go. Wait, actually, sorry. Is this where you were talking about Paper? Talking again, Griff? Was this you? Someone said it.
Oh, what I was talking about was when we just left Dagda.
Oh, okay.
But she does talk again. She talks to us throughout the entire
Should I play
expansion.
this? Actually, maybe I'll play this and see if you talk.
There's a few buggy
Oh
moments
no, that's
too in
not
certain maps.
Paper. This is Ceres, actually.
Oh, yeah.
Let me just play it and see what it says.
ooh.
Other than your boost.
Ooh.
No, I went forward too far. Oh, that's right, because it was after maybe one of the laugh drifts. I'm just gonna play the audio because I can't remember.
Careful. We did it.
We did it.
Proof celebrating the rifts. Okay, I went.
Ooh.
What your fear? It smells exactly as I remember.
So how's everybody doing?
Yeah, how's it going?
We're listening. We're listening. Okay, it was just about his card. So
I was just thinking, like, they've got these voice types that are actually starting to get a little confusing
yeah,
because that voice sounds so similar to Kralkatorik's voice, which
Oh,
sounded
yeah.
vaguely similar to Mordremoth. And when they've got this big unknown, they've got a masculine and a feminine and a non-binary voice type, whether they are good, whether they are evil, whether we should be afraid or not. They're just these big, echoey, kind of aiming for the same tone. I don't know if you guys were getting that impression.
No, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that was epic.
I actually had not thought of that in terms of the diversity of the voice direction for enemies.
I wonder how you could. I'm trying to think. What would be a imposing, scary, ominous voice that isn't that kind of like?
It could be more like slithery and slimy.
But I feel like they do that with
It's like-
Phaetha.
With
yeah.
Epark, though, like, I would go sharper. I would go for a different enunciation, a less vaguely fantasy accent, something a little maybe less refined or more refined. They all go for the same pacing, the
That's great.
same intonation,
Yeah.
the same vowel shape.
Maybe Welsh. Welsh would be fantastic.
Oh, wow. It's sing-songy. I like Welsh.
Yeah, but like if you get a different rhythm of speaking or something sing-songy, something, because you can go for, I just remember Scarlett and how she was quite different
It
vocally.
was very different.
And with the sharpness and the harshness of her consonants and a little bit almost nasally when she was getting aggravated, and it gave her so much character.
I do think we could have a little bit more diversity. I mean, like Joko, Scarlet to me are two extremely like vocally distinctive kind of villains. I think the kind of impulse to have villains that are more insidious, perhaps, or more in your mind, there's a very similar kind of intonation or inflection. I will say that the voice actress that voiced Paitha, I absolutely love the work she did on this, because oh my gosh, Paitha can whisper in my ear anytime. She's so good. And she was actually the same voice actress that plays Sylvanas
That's right.
in World
yeah.
of Warcraft.
It was her. Okay, I thought so. I was like, I recognize this. Okay.
It's funny you say
I had not recognized that at all.
Yeah, I did. There was some
She sounded
little,
so different from my
there was
memory
some
of
like little
Sylvanas.
ways she said the words and whatnot where I was like,
It's
I
funny you
know
say
this.
Joko is a distinctive voice in itself, because I thought the same thing until his ghost appeared in Halloween and he's talking directly to the Mad King Thorn and they sound identical to each other.
They
Oh.
changed
think
the
they
voice
changed him.
actor.
Yeah.
It's not the same voice
I
actor.
think they actually changed it.
Okay,
Because it's
okay.
not Joko technically. It's like it's not
Oh, that's a good
actually
point,
Joko.
actually.
It's not Joko at all. We found that out in the story, in the mini story. So the fact that he has a different voice actor makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. But he still lost
I
like
remember the story.
part of
thing.
what made him so.
The only
story,
reason I
yes.
remembered that because it's Joko. Or dwarf stuff. Okay.
Yeah. So while the voice actors are spectacular, it's in the casting. I'd love to see some more diversity there, because Epark sounded like Kralkatorrik at first.
Yeah. The ArenaNet, feel free. I will come into the studio and do
Oh my God.
I'll do Epark.
I think a lot of that too has to do with vocal direction, right?
Yes.
And character writing.
Wrong
so
word
like,
on my part.
oh no, you're totally good. So like how they want to direct or differentiate, I think can be really, really important. Especially when you do have, I think it's a good point to bring up Otter. Like when you have a lot of voices that are just kind of whispering from an undefined source, so you're
a lot
not
of critters
getting...
in our head.
Yes, like you're not getting the physical movements, you're not getting the other things that can kind of like differentiate. So it does make it a little bit more important, I think, to have some distinctiveness in the vocal kind of direction and everything else.
Give Epark a lisp.
I mean, you could.
Yeah. Or
I'm
like if
betting
you do want
I'm betting he has fangs or a beak or something.
Exactly. It's probably difficult to talk.
Yeah. Or if you want to go booming, go really booming and like draw out those O's and A's.
Okay.
Because it is like this
I
just standard.
We finished Voices of the Veil, and I can't remember actually what happened much there, but it was that thing.
You can go around and close riffs.
Co-Rose Rift,
And then
the
you
voices
talk
from the
to new
Veil
people.
is yes, the voices beyond the Veil is mostly demons, mostly demons, and that's pretty much that. Okay, let's go into the next bit. Chapter 5. What is it? The missing facet. Is this Mabon?
Lear.
Oh, it's Lear. Okay.
It's when we go to the castle.
It's like talking about the facets of himself that he'd split apart.
That's right. And I think Urchik says evil Lear or something. I can't remember. Which is cool. Okay. All right. I'm just going to let this play out. Actually, let's forward a little bit. Have you got an ad? It's gonna be
I
an
got
ad,
a
isn't
nice
it?
little look at my AP points and laurels.
You did. That's true. You're doing well. You're doing well.
Thank you.
Is this where the meta comes in? Is this like kind of in the story?
Yeah, so at this point you can choose to go and do the meta to progress the story.
That's right.
Or you can go and just collect essences around the map to progress the story.
What did you-
At first
what
I
did
thought you
everyone
were
do?
going... I originally planned to do the meta, but then it bugged.
Oh, when on one of the platforms when it
Yeah, it's stalled.
Yeah, I remember.
So, but yeah, now you can because everything is hopefully
I did
completely
it
fixed.
during the meta actually because it was working. It worked for me first time, like one of the times. So I actually did it for the meta. It doesn't really change anything. It's just like that extra bit.
You get a little bit more of that because metas are oftentimes connected to the story of the map, and this does connect to Lear and Mabon and how Mabon creates the key using Lear.
Yeah, because doesn't this connect you to the Wizard's Tower, and that's when you start to go to the next zone, right? In Chapter 6?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. I like the meta. I think the meta was cool as well. I mean, do we talk about the meta now? I mean, I guess we'll get there. We got the story to go anyway. It's fine. It's fine. Oh no, it's free on PC, story mode, adventure mode. What's Forgotten Lands?
Watch the ad. Do not skip.
I skipped. I mean, I skipped. Oh, I watched 5 seconds. You still got
That gave me nothing.
It does.
If we were, oh my gosh, if we were already, I mean, if we're already on the topic of the meta, we might as well just touch on it here, because I don't know if this is one that we're really going to need to discuss at great length.
No.
It's a pretty short one, and honestly, I don't mind that. I
like
kind of think it's nice to have one where when I start it, I'm just like 30 minutes, done. Like, you know, it's nice to just know that it is going to be a quick one. You can just kind of toss it in there and you don't have to do something like, you know, there was a lot of feedback about perhaps Dragon's End and the length and duration of that, or the like 2 parts of Drizzlewood if you do all of it in one go. I mean, it's pretty lengthy, and I enjoy long metas personally. I actually really don't mind running them when I have the time, but I think having a variation of meta length is really important. And this one, I think, because it's a little bit shorter, I feel like it does take, and because we have all the other achievements and things on this map too, the collections and stuff that you can do, I think it almost gives the map a little bit more room to let its events be a little bit more of a focus. I think it lets other parts of the map be something that you can kind of get a little more breathing room with, so that the storytelling isn't just all on the back of the meta. And I think it's fine. I think it does what it does well, and the split phases and everything in the like final fight, I think there's some interesting ideas with the writing. I like a lot of the dialogue between Mabon and Lear as they, you know, try and like reaffirm the bonds that they have through this like onslaught of fear and anxiety and resentment and the emotions and that are kind of a part of all that. I like the themes of it. So I thought it was an effective meta, and it's short and sweet, and that's fine.
And you got the Forge in there as well, which is pretty cool.
Both of the metas aren't quite as difficult as Dragon's End. I remember them saying when it was coming out that the second meta would be about as difficult, almost as difficult as Dragon's End.
I remember that too.
I've only pugged them so far, and we never fail at any of them.
Well, maybe current difficulty
maybe
level,
current
it's
Dragon's
not that
End.
difficult now.
Still wouldn't put it
No,
at
actually,
that.
I still occasionally will fail Dragon's End.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. You need to lead them, Cruf, in the way forward.
I know. Yeah. Times I have led, we have
It's definitely not difficult. Especially when the last bit is literally just doing yoga poses. I mean, it's not that hard.
Actually,
I like
it's not
the
difficult,
yoga poses, but it's not difficult.
And I don't need it to be super difficult. And I think
Don't forget,
because of that initial backlash from Dragons or End of Dragons, I think it was kind of smart to pivot to be a little less intensive in terms of strategizing and planning and all that. But that being said, I do hope that when we get to Nios, that the meta event there will be, especially we're in Hell, we're in this demon realm. I hope that we do kind of see something a little bit more meaty.
Point Nick says, Nick Hernandez is basically the boss. I'm going to say of loads of this stuff. Literally just said in chat that a journalist said that
I see,
and misheard them and to correct him in the article. So that is, I know you're not the boss, but I'm gonna you're the boss in chat right now.
For the time being.
It's an English thing. It's an English thing. You're a boss. You are a boss.
I mean, Nick is a boss. Can we just be real?
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, and also just really real point, I think a lot of people when they think about the story and they think about the maps, they forget that there is more being added. This isn't just your normal expansion closed up, boom, here's all your maps, here's the end game meta, that's it, bang. This is different. Like, this is what the second map of the maps that we're getting. It shouldn't be a really hard meta in the middle, or maybe it could be. I mean, it doesn't have to be at the end, but you know, so like there's this idea that actually in the other maps in the expansions we've got, there isn't really as solid metas in these first two maps, I think. And there are metas, but they're not. Are there actually?
I mean, Terrir
In the
was
first two maps,
just took a bit.
But Path of
There's
Fire,
Terrir, there was
Just a learning. Well, Path of Fire was very explorative.
yeah, that was
Yeah.
more. That was
Less
different.
meta.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
then there
I
was
think-
the Moon Citadel, Kandara.
But then
yeah.
I guess they do have them. They do have them in Camp though. So I guess you
I
know.
just realized I've been muted for a very long time.
Oh no.
Thankfully, no wonder.
Oh wow,
I was like
no
so
wonder
happy
things
Boots
have
isn't
been
talking.
flowing so well.
Hello? I was like, wow, we're getting through this.
I was
Glowing.
saying so many things. I had such good jokes. There was
Oh,
I was
we've
talking
just been
directly
missing
to
out.
Nick in chat, and geez.
Well, would you like to say anything now, Boots, now that you're unmuted again?
No.
Okay, good.
Okay.
Let's continue.
Yeah. I mean, I do think that these metas are, if we're going to rate them against Dragon's End, one of the hardest metas in the game, then I definitely do think they are less difficult. But I don't necessarily think that's a bad thing. And I found them both really entertaining. And I think even
Oh
to
my
this day.
god, the
last one,
meta,
the
like
boss?
the boss
Yeah.
boss is
Yes!
horrendous and
That's fun. I think that's all you need for a good meta. You need something like that. That's
Absolutely
why
love it.
The
I
Demon
love
Choya.
that. So
in the
good.
swamp, the shadow behemoth is not a difficult boss. It's not an interesting
that was
boss.
so
Now he
impactful,
is.
I always
though.
go back to
Cool.
it because it's always so cool to look at.
That was
you know?
one of the
like,
first
you know.
things people saw in those betas and alphas back in the day, and they were
Yeah.
like, "Whoa, this is so different. This is so cool. I actually feel like I'm in danger." And it's like, well, now you like, Scotch said, like now it's more difficult. Okay, story. Sorry. I feel like we're just having the story playing in the background, and we're just talking about our experience of the expansion, which I think is fine.
That was the open world section.
Yeah.
And just to finish the comment, kind of what Rook was talking about with Skywatch Archipelago and Omnitas, I do love how the quest lines are told through the dynamic events and those zones. We don't have any hearts in this expansion, which I was kind of shocked at, that we didn't have any like repeatable heart that usually contains a little bit of story in that area. But we do have achievements where you are incentivized to play every single event in that fractal, in that area, to get the full narrative of that region in that little zone. And I think it was a really, really well done. And it's repeatable, so you can always go back and do it. It's all voiced. It's actually, if we don't have hearts in future expansions, which we might, depending on, what fits,
Forgot that.
I really liked the way that this felt and, to tell an open world story.
Yeah,
I
the
agree.
events are better.
I was honestly glad there were no hearts. I
was
I
Other than with the
understand-
Vault daily things, I'm like, oh yeah, I can't do hearts
Yeah.
on this map.
Though I
All
will
I need on
say,
that map is adventures, and I'm happy.
I wonder if hearts might have been planned, because in the Garenhof area, when you speak to some of those NPCs, they talk about like helping out the villagers and giving them food, which felt very heart quest related, but there's no heart quest there, and you can't interact with the food to give it to them. So I was wondering if there were hearts maybe planned, and then they decided to go with events, but I was like, oh, no hearts. Well,
Maybe.
I was happy about it. I was like, no hearts.
yeah, I mean, it's a nice change.
Like I said, I understand the functionality of hearts, and there are some that are interesting, but honestly I do think that, just like you said, Kroof, if you have other incentives to engage with events, they serve the exact same purpose. Perhaps the only thing that is a little arduous is that I don't know if I was just having really bad luck or if I just don't know how to proc it. I'm not sure. I don't know, but I have been working on the Zoja Journal achievement collection, and there is an event at Draknar's Light that I cannot get to pop. That's the event that I need to unlock the journals, and I have done every other event
Have you Googled
in
it
that
for the
entire
if it's
area.
bugged?
It's not
I
bugged.
don't know. I don't think
not.
it's bugged. I have
Your
no idea.
timing.
It just may be timing, but I sat
Yeah.
I sat in that area for over an hour on stream
It
and
should
could
have popped
not.
up in an hour because
I know.
those events cycle pretty often.
Did you remember to dance at the statue?
I did not dance at the statue, so maybe that's
you
what
forgot to press
caused it.
Joko. No.
Okay, but so maybe that's one of the only drawbacks of just having it be something more focused on like random proc event kind of things. Although usually they do run on their own timers and stuff, so I'm not sure what was happening.
That's
but I did not
been
get
a
that.
long-term problem they've had. They had that in one of the maps in Campville when I was trying to get one of the weapon skins. Oh no, it was for the new armor for one of the last maps we had in the meta, you know, all the tech armor stuff, and you had to kill like one specific mob, and it was during an event, and that was bugged for like a month, like for the whole time, like even from release. And I was like, no, I want to get the armor. So there is a lot of those things which kind of do bug out, so just hopefully maybe it was timing. I'm sorry. It can be
No, it was
frustrating.
fine.
I
But
have run into timing issues myself, honestly, as well. And I think the isolated achievements to tell those stories are fine, but when you start doing the post-expansion achievements and quest lines, it does. I did run into a couple things which were a little bit like, I kind of wish this was just more of like a quest format where I talk to this person, then that person told me to go do something else that I can do, and I don't have to wait around for this event to pop.
I'm happy about the quest things that you get at the end of this expansion, and I will say it again though. I'll say it again. The icons for the quests need to be bigger.
They do. They,
Oh yes.
I do think it is a graphical, like, it is very small. And also it's like, it feels better. It used to be like you had to be really
bigger.
close to it. You had to be really close to it for it to pop up on the minimap. Now you have like a pretty decent radius, it feels like. But also I'm just like, why doesn't it just permanently pop up when you press M on the map and just know where to go?
I do see Obi mentioning that there's apparently an NPC that starts that event. So talking about maybe clearer indication of markers, and Obi was saying that the event that you need for that journal entry doesn't start by itself, and that at least when he was doing it, the NPC seemed to be missing the event orb icon above his head.
Oh, interesting.
So maybe that was it, and he was there, but I just didn't even realize that he was like an event NPC.
That's like why I am actually missing the hearts in this zone, because they did always use them to so clearly say, this is where you need to go to trigger any events in this area. If you're in the range of this heart, then you're going to find the event you need eventually by talking to people.
Okay.
If
We're gonna push forward with this story.
Overall good, but a couple ironing out. But
Yeah.
mostly UI tweaks.
We're going into the tower. Lear had to open it, and he separated himself. Is it anger, facet of anger, or something like that? I can't remember what it was with Lear. Why did he separated himself into two?
It's like reason and emotion.
Logic and emotion.
Prevent himself from being fully possessed.
Oh,
he
is logic
splits.
and reason?
Yes.
Logic and
emotion?
Or
emotion.
logic and
Oh, yeah, that makes total sense. That makes
Emotion and
total
logic.
sense.
flipped around.
That's interesting. Okay, but wait. So which one was blue Lear? Was he logic?
If he was
Weird.
happy, then he is emotion.
Says
I can't remember.
Angry.
facet of logic, I think, is possessed.
Uh-huh.
And emotion, I'm trying to read it. Yeah, it seems like logic is possessed. And
Feels like-
Yeah,
emotion
facet
is
of
okay.
logic. Yes. That's right. Logic is possessed. Okay, so and then they cleanse him, I guess, which is what happens as we get into the Wizard's Tower and we start to get into this bit, which leads then into the next Wizard's Tower part, because we're killing the... This is the bit I can't remember and understand. Facet of logic. Oh no, it's just a big version of him? I don't know what this is.
Astral projection thing.
Astral
I think.
projection. There you go. I like that
He
better.
gets big and swings his hammer.
Yeah.
They do this
Cool.
at a couple of points throughout this storyline. I mean, in the final meta, you see Dagda doing that to do the yoga sequence.
Right. That's right.
I think Jebro just doesn't like it whenever a dwarf gets big, because it
Yeah.
Because he's no longer a dwarf.
Let the dwarves astral project, Jebro.
Let them be who they want to be.
By the way, crew, if you use an action camera, I love it. Love it. I love action camera so
Yeah.
much. I started playing
It's
action camera in
cinematic.
PvP and it's so much better. Like, I
People would
love it.
flame me for using action camera.
I don't know why they
Valen
do.
flamed
It's
me
so
one
good.
time. I think so. I'm just kidding. I love Valen.
No, but like there's some things where it's hard to use it with things like looking behind you very quickly, but like and using throwing some things
not for
behind
me.
you, but you don't need to do that with Guardian that much anyway. It's fun. Sorry. Anyway, I won't derail us off the thing because I was trying to put us back onto course. Okay, so we cleanse the Logic Lear, whose hair is very different. Isn't it interesting? Like Emotion Lear's like kind of got braided, shaggy like hair, and then you've got Logic Lear who's like very slick back and very like, I love it. It's so good. Anyway, makes sense. Okay, so in this part of this story, we're trying to get in to bring down the fences of this part of the tower, right? Because they've invaded and we're trying to get in. Is that what this is? Or is it this area of the tower specifically?
Yeah, he's like unlocking it or like revealing something to gain access to the rest of the tower. And we're making our way to the, it's a room with a portal which I think moves the tower.
That's right. Okay, I remember the portal now.
I forgot the specific name of it.
Yeah, there's
but
a
like
lot of
that's where
this,
we
right?
become the Wayfinder.
Right. Okay. That's the thing with this story. There is a lot of this where I'm like, damn, I really can't hook back into this and remember it. And I don't know why. It's
Maybe
not
you
that
just gotta
it's-
replay it.
I mean,
Yeah,
maybe
just
it
replay the whole
doesn't mean
thing.
that it's bad, right? Like it's just like, why
It's just a
can
lot.
I? It is a lot. It
It's
is
a lot of story for what we
Yeah.
were expecting to not be a lot of
It's
story
true.
on a half of an expansion.
I would have a ton. And
Oh,
I
me
was
too.
Really, yeah, I was like really
too.
No,
pleased
story,
by.
the amount's fine, but it's a lot. It's not the length of it. It's the detail. It's the content of it.
Very
so much
good detail.
information.
Because it's all
I'm
new.
looking
Like, we
forward-
don't know anything about this place at all. So we're literally learning about new races, like loads of new stuff. It's pretty cool. I mean, Maban is like someone that we've never really properly encountered before because he's a good guy. They're not normally good. Sorry, go on.
Oh, no, I'm looking forward to when we get to that room with the portal, because your character then has to go get solve the puzzle, quote unquote, and go get a bunch of things and bring them to the thing.
Oh god.
I wanna, because I only played it once. I wanna re-listen to the Dagda and I guess whoever else was there sending you off to go do this. Because I want to hear the explanation as to why we're the only ones who are able to go do this, and because it feels a little bit
I
like
might
busy
have-
work.
I might have cut that.
It was a
Oh,
bit
you
of a
cut
long.
it off.
It was.
That's-
I mean,
it didn't feel necessary. This bit
this
for me, to be
playthrough,
honest.
I did kind of truncate a lot of this just to get the major story arc
That's fair. That's fair.
for YouTube. Thinking of viewer experience.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you had to pick
I
up.
think it was
different bits of
along
art.
the lines of like Maban at this point was struggling against the attempted incursion in his mind, and so they didn't want to stress him out by making him help.
Yeah.
I don't know why Dagda sat around, but
She's the
Yeah,
man.
I mean,
She's
they're-
just ordering people.
Yeah, they're probably just trying to
Can't
like
steal your
keep things like running and like reestablished after the attack, and you're the one that's kind of the odd person out that doesn't have like
that's
a
true. And
specific role.
Richik
Yeah.
had to go do stuff too, and then you're just
Yeah.
And Frode.
And Frode,
Yeah,
so they both
Frode.
come
Yeah,
with
you're
you.
just you're helping them out, and they just don't seem to do anything. But
Yeah, they're no.
Technically,
Frode and Urchik will
lore-wise.
follow you.
They
and
follow,
they
they
will help
help.
fight.
yeah.
sure, yeah.
I really enjoyed this whole section.
Me too.
Especially too because this instance is massive.
Yeah, it's big.
I went through and tried to find every single lore book that I could. The only thing that I don't think I did in this instance that I still need to find a
I've
solution
missed that
for is the wine. There is supposedly there's something
Yeah.
you can do with the wine.
Yeah.
And like the grapes. Somebody said, I don't know if they were messing with me. Somebody said something about like finding an empty wine bottle in the instance and then
Oh,
taking
yeah,
it to
yeah,
the
yeah.
grapes.
Well, so the dialogue said.
Yeah, like I could not find the wine bottle, but I did everything else in this instance, and it took us a good hunk of time.
Yeah.
But all the lore and stuff that was in it was so worth it. Like learning more about all the characters, getting to learn more about, the ward and the wizards and everything within that. I loved all of these, like, the lead up into it where you had to like pick one side or the other, as well as like the actual instance itself. It felt like such a great way to introduce this location and such a cool way to kind of like split it, because we'll get the hub that's the wizard's tower after, but then you have this part of it where you get to like interact with this incursion and see how everybody's been living and like
It's
how this
also-
organization is.
It's interesting that it's still locked up to us too, right? Like even after we get through it all, we still only get the north half of the tower to be a hub.
Yeah.
And the
You
south
do get a
half.
little bit of the southern at the very end of the first meta, but not the entire area.
Yeah, it would have been enormous because
Too big,
already
too
just
big.
half of the city is huge. It would have been cool if you go in through the gate and all of a sudden you have the whole city and it's restored and there's like people scrubbing up like that Cryptus ick off the ground or whatever, and
That's a good
but
thing to call it.
it
yeah.
would have been absolutely enormous.
It would have been too big, you're right.
I was unable to find the last artifact piece that Urchik needed, and I spent like an hour in this area, literally combing every single spot that I could think of, and I was like, I
It was
already
in
been
the
here.
books.
No, I did that one.
Oh, okay. It
I'm
was
pretty
in the
sure.
other place.
Yeah. I was like, where's this last thing? And I just gave up. I couldn't do it.
I would honestly have loved to see like NPCs trying to scrub up all that Cryptus ick and like ask what is this? Why?
Yeah.
You don't want to know.
There was
Probably would be the
some
answer.
notes. There was this note that you found from. I remember finding this one from Mabon to Zojo about finding their golem.
Mr.
like,
Sparkles, he did make
yeah.
a cameo.
Yeah, which is interesting. That was fun.
You get different dialogue when you find Mr. Sparkles. You get different dialogue as an Asura than as any other race, which was kind of cool.
That's cool.
Interesting. I
Yeah.
feel like I didn't find him.
What is that Cryptus ick? Do they leave it as they're just walking around, or is it like coming through the portals?
That's what I'd love to know.
Yeah.
It's reminding me a lot of
Stranger Things.
that, but
Oh, yeah,
also what's it? War of the Worlds.
Oh yeah. I see that.
Yeah, it feels like perhaps it's almost like part of the corruptive influence. I mean, we know there's this sort of miasma that exists within the realm. Maybe as the portals open and stuff, that also kind of
Like,
leaks
oozes
through,
through.
or like
I do hope that at the end of this entire storyline, after the next two releases come out, the way we beat Eparch is he comes to our land, and it turns out that bacteria kills him because they don't have the same. They don't have the
Their
same-
immune systems are
Immune
not
system.
prepared.
Yeah. Yeah.
That laugh, amazing. Okay, where are we now? Mabon's path, la la la.
Also, I
Oh.
love the carpeting and the tapestries, the asset work and the asset placement. It was
So beautiful.
so good.
So I've been
It's very
playing
clean.
this game where you get to build your own house, you craft your own furniture, and you have to like go to this underground to buy rugs and furniture you can't build. It's really fun, but then I've been going back into this and I'm like, I want that oh wait, wrong game.
Yeah.
I want that rug in my house.
say that after seeing these buildings and the Wizard's Tower and all of these impeccable assets, the urge to have a customizable wizard apartment is like so
Strong.
overwhelming. I'm losing it. I'm like, please.
Yeah, we need housing. Next expansion, we need.
They all
it.
have their own apartment. They all have their own rooms in the tower. Like
Yeah.
Are those so fun to explore? Up
That's
in the
true.
walls, there's these little cubbies where
Yeah,
you
those
can
are cool
find
too.
things. Yeah.
Including
Oh,
that book under
yeah.
the bed.
And there's this cool there's like an airship model. And it's like, I don't think that model's in any other place in the game. Like a little airship.
I was wondering
Oh.
that too. I saw it, and then someone told me they think it was somewhere else in the game.
I don't think
I think it was
so.
like. I think you might be right, but someone told me it was, and I had to believe
Is
them,
it,
but
is it the finisher airship?
no.
No, it's like
They do-
it's a very high res also. It doesn't look like an asset that was produced anytime before like 2021, 2020. It was really good looking. Watch the ad, Jebro. You need to look at your meters, okay?
I don't
You gotta make
have. I
sure
live
your
in an
electricity.
apartment building. I don't. They're just all on
And
the wall.
this will be useful information for the future.
Well, I wish I could get soda in my apartment that I don't own.
Also, Jebro you did mention the book that can be
book.
found under the bed, which is listen, I am not a huge fan of Isgarin, at least just initially, because he hasn't really warmed up to us yet with what we have in the story thus far, and he's done some good things. But the one thing that really I'm like, I get you, is the fact that this man found essentially fan fiction written, dirty smut fan fiction written about him, and then kept it under his bed. I'm like, okay, Isgarin, okay, no, I get it. Listen, if Snargle Goldclaw wrote about me, I would also have a copy of that book.
It's lonely being, a solitary wizard, the head of a secretive wizard clan. He's gotta,
I think
have
that's
an
fine.
outlet.
I think that's fine.
I think my level of fame that I want to get in life is where someone writes fan fiction about me. I think that's when you know you've made it. Doesn't matter the money, the bank account, the awards, the accolades, that fan
Well, they're not
fiction.
going to remember that. They'll remember the fan fiction. Or they'll remember the things they write about you, right? Because that will
That's
always
what you
remember.
need.
Yeah,
That's what you need in life.
absolutely. Write those books. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to play the audio for this next bit because it's a cutscene. So if you have not got the stream up, I would suggest getting it up so you can know that it's actually happening as well, Boots. And I'm going to play this bit of audio because it's from the cutscene, which is, I can't remember. Also, I'm trying to remember
Move on.
where the hell we are.
Don't know how much longer I can resist them.
What are we doing?
Watching the cut, Jesus Christ. Watching it now.
Mabon.
My dear friends, don't fret. We have survived the Elder Dragons, rogue gods. This world doesn't comprehend how resilient it is. The Cryptis won't be our end. They are vulnerable, ignorant. I only ask one thing of you. When the hour arrives, do not hesitate.
His speech is so good. I got little tingles there. Honestly, all on my arms, my face. I was like, oh man, that's so good. He could have said anything. I don't give a crap.
What I really appreciate about the voice actor and the way they produce this is that you could hear the mask on his face. You could hear that it's slightly muffled from the mask that's on his face, and I like that a lot.
They have to, right? That's part of their cult. That is literally is. We don't actually know if we talked about this last time, didn't we? Actually, if funnily enough, we talked about whether or not we felt that the helmet is actually their face, whether or not it's a helmet, whether or not it's like something which is melded to their face, because we don't actually know, right?
We need another fan fiction about what's underneath it.
Oh gosh.
I am
might be
so
fan fiction.
curious. I'm so curious about what they actually look like. Like, we as far as I know, we haven't seen a single Mersat unmasked before.
Yeah, but that's what we were saying. We don't know if that because we might be their mask.
Can they be?
Yeah, I mean, I would assume, given some of the similarities to like our seer that we see and stuff like that, that perhaps they look similar to like Isgarin. I don't know. I don't know if we'll ever know, considering what happened to Mabon. I mean,
it is. There is like one of the artifacts you find while you're exploring the city is a mask, and there's no commentary on it being like
Decapitated.
Yeah.
True.
Oh, also there's the fallen masks. Oh wait, no, that's the others.
Oh yeah, because those are
the.
Was there ever an explanation on why they look so much like Mersat?
Assets.
No, I think they were just like they look like
I
Mersat.
hoped there was some lore reason.
Oh, technically
I don't
that is
know.
considered Masat armor, so that is a helmet. Okay. Okay, so they do have
you go.
faces and heads.
There you go. Yeah.
Damn it. I was like, that's really interesting.
They do look quite. I mean, they have the biceps.
They do got the biceps. though.
Next episode, we gotta have a funeral for Maban, and somebody's gotta look inside the casket.
Wow.
Like, well, you won't be needing this anymore.
That is awful.
What if it was like? What if they had no head? What if it was like a specter?
I mean, they could, if they're really magical beings, maybe
Sure.
they would see through other means. But it seems like they do have faces. Confirmed.
Maybe they're
Yeah.
just all mouth.
Oh gosh.
Mm.
Yeah, you remember the mouth of Sauron?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
I love the mouth of Sauron. I don't know. I just know Maban is cute and he's hot. No matter what he looks like, I was really attracted to Maban. This is fashion. And
Oh, God.
But what if
I might not-
This like Mabon crushing voice. Like I'm crushing on Mabon. This is how my voice sounds. It's like
I mean, like, he big and he's strong and he can like lift me up and fly. So like,
What if his eyes were like really far apart,
Maban.
though?
I mean,
fine.
hey, you know what?
More real estate for Kroof to kiss, you know?
Exactly. Let me kiss him between those eyes, baby. Let me kiss
Between the
that
ass? Or
between
like-
the that too, baby. Whatever you need me to do, Maban. Whatever you need me to do. You know, he's
Oh,
floating.
my God, dude. Jesus Christ.
And no, I'll do it between the eyes. Between
Eyes. Okay, why would you kiss
Whatever.
someone between the eyes?
Well, because he's Matt
was
said, what if his eyes were really wide and like far
Oh.
apart? It's okay.
I will say,
Okay.
Mabon is a character, especially when you start reading some of like the journal entries and things that you can find in his quarters, and then you start hearing more from the other characters. I am devastated, and I still am not over the fact that they did us so dirty, giving us this beautiful man who Kroof wanted to kiss between the eyeballs, and then taking him from us. What a good, he's just good, and he deserved better, and I'm angry.
Well, that's
Maybe
that's
he's gonna
great
come back.
storytelling for you, right? They made you care
I
about him
feel
and they
like
killed him off.
he could come back.
No.
They literally
But also, like, we
create,
didn't
wait,
get
hold on a
enough
second.
time.
They literally create entire worlds of fractals that they could just create people. They could bring Maban back.
Just
I didn't get enough
make
time
Kroof a
with
boyfriend.
my boy Maban.
Just go
Maban, my
play the
boy.
story again.
We also went through that whole thing with Lazarus where just little tiny bits of him were coming
Yeah.
back together.
But
And,
his name's not Lazarus, which,
you know, there's
Okay,
power in that name.
I
huh?
think
Yeah.
there is hope, only because I felt like it was so short-lived. I don't know. I just feel like there's more from a. I don't know, but I want more from Maban. And it did feel. I mean, if this is his end, it did feel a little short. And this moment in
I don't
particular,
know.
did feel a little. It felt
Felt pretty decent for an ending. for him.
rushed.
You think
No,
so?
it felt like it was just introduced out of the blue. Like its service was just to kill him.
Is it because
Which
you
is like
Maban?
it makes no, because it makes sense for like other NPCs, but for such a main character, a titular character such as Maban, like the head, and for him to kind of be that position of leadership next to Isgarin, and to kind of just it felt somewhat like he just was killed off in a side quest. So I was like,
Really?
it was I don't know, it didn't have the gravitas that I would have expected from Maban.
I kind of didn't mind it. Maybe I wasn't as attached to Maban as much as you were.
maybe they were
If
trying to
Leo
could be a
died, I
factor.
would have been very upset.
It's possible that they're just trying to show that this is a threat, like for all
Exactly,
all
yeah.
the people getting taken over by like minor characters that weren't very powerful would get taken over, and we had to kill them or whatever. But then if a ridiculously powerful main character gets taken over
It
and
felt
killed,
like he was dwarfed a bit though.
And it was, I don't know, maybe it's a multiple factors for me taking in that narrative beat is because Dagda
Ashigar.
is a strike mission, and Dagda had her own arena. She had her own skill set, and it was very well elaborated upon. And she was also the same caliber of Maban and is able to resist it. And then when Maban is in a similar situation, he kind of crumbles very easily, and it's in this small area. It's very closed and tight and omnitas. And I don't know, I think it was just a lot of factors that when I was playing it, I was like, this can't be the end for Mabon. I was like, there has to be something else.
I mean, I agree with you 100% in that, like, it did feel very abrupt, especially for a character that is so important. I can see in several ways how they were using it, and I think it is justified in those ways, and like, if he doesn't come back, the narrative, I think, will still have supported the journey in regards to particularly Zoja, right? So to the opening that this creates in the Order, to the emotional engagement that it creates for the commander to have actually lost someone to this threat. And that little tidbit, because I had a moment where I was just like, but wait, we literally rescued Dagda from this. So like, why is Mabon, like, why is this a thing?
And
there
Lear,
is like,
literally.
well, yeah, like, and there's the mention too that, and Lear, of course, he resists. But like, there's the mention that the demons specifically like went out of their way to kill Mabon, even like sorry, I don't mean to say this in a spicy way. They were double teaming him.
Yeah, kind of.
I mean, you could have like just not said that in that way.
No, there was no option. There was
innuendo.
There was no other way.
This was the only way.
Innuendo was important. Okay.
No, I mean, there were two of them attacking him. And that, like, the mental and physical double teaming him also communicates that, I think.
They tag teamed him.
That's very wrestling.
There we go.
Wrestling references. I'm loving it.
They tag teamed him to kill him afterwards, I would assume, to like destabilize. So like, in those ways it makes sense, right? But it also is frustrating, and it does also feel like after building him up in such a memorable way, it is tough to lose him so quick. You know, I almost would have rather have lost him in the second half if that was going to be the case or something, to like really get as much time with him narratively as we could. But it felt like this was meant to be something that facilitates like these other character trajectories, and that, you know, he has been a force that has kept them all together in so many ways, but like now they have to figure out how they take initiative to be the ones that, like, you know, come together, and this new group that has sort of been integrated, and how they're going to step up and play a role with Zoja and the others. So I get it, but it did feel, I liked him so much. I would have loved to have gotten even more, or like even had the memory sequence with him be more of an actual full on, like, you live his memories kind of thing or something. I don't know. It just would have been cool. And then you could have seen him getting ready in the morning and taking his mask off to brush his teeth.
Where are we now? I just came back and like, what? You want to have like his own TV show? The reason why I think he's not coming back is because Zoja is doing some work around it. And I think if they brought him back, then it kind of like negates all of her like mourning
progress,
and stuff,
kind
and
of.
I don't think that would be very good. I don't think that would fit. That's why I don't think he would come back in a just legitimately like
in a permanent sense.
It would just completely devalue that part of her story, because she's.
Well, they did it with Aurene. So.
Yeah, but no one was really like. There wasn't really like, people were sad, but they weren't like, you know, again my mentor is dead and like all this kind of stuff. It's like, you know, she's really going through something in this. Okay, let's push on.
I think like one of my
No, go on.
Yeah, just a frustration for me was we've already had this really fast one episode. Oh my gosh, it's the last Mersat. Oh, he's dead. We've done that once.
But you see what Boost
and then they
said?
kind of did it again.
Boost is like, he's not the last Mersat, probably. It could be another one.
Well, they do imply that they've all gone off into the mists somewhere. So yeah, we could see more evil Mersat again, but it kind of felt like a repetition of the Lazarus, where you're living somebody else's emotions. In that one, we were living Livia's emotions. In this one, we're experiencing Zoja's emotions, and we're relying on her grief to tell us we should be sad. And also, we never got to see what he could do. Like Kroof was already saying, we got Dagda to like wail on us, and we saw what she was capable of, and it was cool. And I'm sad we never get to see Mabon fight and see why everyone respected his abilities so highly.
There's so much to pack in though. I just think it's like,
It really is.
and because they did have so many good characters and stuff, that is the only problem with having so many characters that are so huge. Like, you know, being able to give them enough justice on screen time, as well as ability wise, and finding out what their class is and being able to connect with them in that time is very difficult. And they're still going to get the chance to do it, but like in the impact, when you drop that expansion, like that's the most impactful time to really get in there, right? Like the other story parts are going to come along, but they're not going to have the engagement they did with the expansion. They just won't. They're not going to get the same numbers. Like, people won't come back as much. It's an expansion, like beginning of the expansion there. So yeah, it's hard to do. I honestly, I think it's good that they had so many impactful characters. I think, you know, that's really, really awesome.
Mabon, my boy.
Mabon, my boy.
Cute as hell.
Okay, so here there was something where kind of in the Tower of Secrets, it's going this complicated fellow, and that I feel it looks like Lear is kind of almost, was he trying to like defend him a bit when you're talking afterwards? Okay, yeah, he is. Okay, when he has go, he stays focused. Okay. This is logic there, isn't it? He's also wearing one of the first ever outfits in Guild Wars 2 that was available in the store. Like, I just noticed that. Oh yeah, forgot about that. Anyway.
Shout out to the arcane outfit.
Solid. Is that what it is? The arcane outfit?
Yeah.
Hey, Jebro.
Yeah. Wizard's Tower.
I think what we gotta do is every once in a while, one of us gets to say dwarf facts, and then you pull out a fact about a dwarf in the game or about dwarfs in general in the area. And so you got to have like a list of dwarf facts next to your table so that we can do that.
Or just read from any game?
No, well, you could.
Return to Moria is coming out in November. Lord of the Rings is a dwarf game. You literally go back into the Mines of Moria and you have to retake it and like with a bunch of dwarfs, and it's a multiplayer game. And you can have up to like 8 to 12 dwarfs. Be so
I'm really
good.
looking forward to that. It looks fun.
It looks so good. I'm going to stream that. Oh, get it. Everyone buy it. And then we can all play it. Okay. Sorry, I have many dwarf games. It's very difficult and there aren't that many.
Just out of curiosity, does anyone play Phasmophobia?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
Dwarf tossing. I was going to unlock it, but we didn't unlock
Halloween.
it. I would definitely be up for playing a Lightbringers horror stream.
I did unlock it recently with a mini subathon,
Nice.
so I have to play it for Halloween.
Oh,
If
Phasmo?
any of you want
It's
to
much better
join.
with friends, and I'm so
yes.
down.
Wait, no.
Yes.
Yes.
I've never
Yes.
played it. I'm terrified.
No.
I'm
It is
so
the
bad
only
on scary
game
games.
that has made me scream in real life.
Really?
God, oh
Yes,
God.
I'm not even
very
lying.
good at it, but I enjoy it.
Oh,
It is
God.
so fun, but it is so. I only play with friends. I can only
Is
play
it
with
that
friends. It's
scary?
I
How
do
many
not
people
play
can
it.
you have in it? How many people?
4.
4.
Only 4?
Oh,
Why did they
okay, I'm
do
fine.
that? Why did they do that? Get games with 5 people.
Honestly, it would get crowded with more than 4.
Yeah.
Fair,
Yeah.
fair.
And I'm already in the truck, like just watching the cameras. I'm
it, that's my
already
spot.
passenger princess. I'm just like, oh yeah, no, I saw like, some ghost orbs. You're good. Just keep
You
going.
don't go in there? Oh my god.
Your sanity's dropping a little low.
Yeah.
I am
Oh.
the most scare baby of all the scare babies.
Oh.
It's
This is gonna be
disaster.
fun.
Oh, Rook,
Okay.
whenever that happens, hit me up. I
Well,
can
okay.
play.
Okay, I'll hit you all up.
I reckon we stop there.
Okay, sure.
Oh, we can talk about a little bit about like the
You want
Wizard's
to talk about the
Tower.
Wizard's Tower? Okay, okay,
First
Just a
okay.
little bit. We can end, and then before we
Okay,
go to
do you go-
Omnitas,
Okay,
yeah, we'll
go
stop
down
there.
Inside that
Sounds
little, go down that hallway if you can, Kroof.
I did not go down that hallway until like a couple days later.
Oh.
I'm
Were you
so
looking
sorry.
at? Oh, there you
It's
were
the
looking
Wizard's
for-
Vault, right? Yeah.
Relics.
No,
Yeah,
that's
oh,
Yeah.
try.
There is so much in the tower,
yeah.
and I love it. Like,
yes.
so many details, so many bits of dialogue, so many lore things, so much stuff. I also love that they even repeated some of the lore things that you can get in the instance around like the world or in the tower and stuff too, so that just in case you missed it, you can still get that tidbit if you just like are exploring. It's so pretty. I love the whole aesthetic and all the different like like characters in it just really bring it to life.
I'm gonna play it now. Should I say what I just read? I thought it said chapter 7, Mabon Pate. I was like, that's really harsh. Turn him into Mabon Pate. That must be worth a lot of money because there's only so much Mabon to go around.
Legendary cooking, mersat meat. I'd like to have some of that mersat meat. Can I get a side of that, please? Can I get maybe on a burger, a hot dog bun? I can take it how I can get it. Oh, absolutely. Hey, we're talking about legendary cooking here, y'all. Get your heads out of the gutter. We're
There
here
wouldn't
in
be
the
much
kitchen.
meat
We're
on the
cooking.
legs, though.
Those arms make up for it. I don't
That's
care.
true.
He probably doesn't do leg day.
No, it doesn't need to. It's
Oh,
fine.
that's right.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's okay.
I actually had a lively debate with some friends as to whether his pants legs were stuffed to bulk them out or if he actually had muscular legs.
Gosh.
I was playing on an Acerta and was short enough. He just went right over my head. Like
I have to say, I was worried about what a fool I was going to make of myself for thirsting over Patha, who just wait, hold on to your butts because when it's time, I am going to go buck wild. But I was not expecting Kroof's Mabon thirst to rival mine, and I'm just,
No,
that's
we've
why I
already
love you,
had a
friend.
little bit of this. We've witnessed a little bit of this already. Well, actually, I'm going to challenge some of your favorite characters in the entire expansion with one of my favorite, Zizzle. Zizzle is
Okay, fine.
amazing. Zizzle is wonderful. Not only their
Zizzle.
name is just wicked. They've got the best name in the expansion. They just have the best name, and their voice is so good. And
They are a bard. They are a bard.
like a proper. Isn't it Zizzle? Is Zizzle from? That isn't the same one who's the bard in
Maguma?
the hero in the Heart of Thorns map, is it?
No.
You mean the one
This is
that's
from
sitting on
what?
top of the log?
Yeah. That's not that one, is it?
Maybe.
No.
I don't-
No.
I
I'd
thought
have
that
to
one has a
go
name.
look.
That would have been so cool if it was.
Zizzle's been
would've
around. Zizzle's been around because he's got to know Galrath, and
Zizzle's
Zizzle
a whole new
is just.
character. Okay.
Zizzle's just.
They are a proper bard. Yeah. They play music and they walk around in the in Amnitas quite a lot, and their voice, they're just wonderful. I want more Zizzle. Zizzle has
Once
to be
again-
our friend forever.
Like the voice actors just did so good. Not a single voice fell flat for me.
Let me see if we can get.
Names to internalize. I know.
We don't get much of a Zizzle voice here.
And that's Zizzle, as in Zizzle.
I need to hear
And
that.
much
should be
like
an easy
Urchik
name.
and Gladium, I want to see Zizzle and Galrath just go on their own adventures, because I want to know what that dynamic is. I want to know.
It's easy
Like,
how to say their name.
They're like
Sorry.
a couple, right?
Wait,
Like,
who is?
We all know
Who is?
Zizzle and Galrath.
Oh, yeah, I think so. Maybe?
I don't know how that works, but love knows no boundaries. Like because I definitely got
yeah.
couple energy from the two of
Because
them.
Galrath hates everything, and Zizzle's like, he's such a sweetie. I'm like, what do
Are they
you
just sort
know?
of just like keeping the relationship under the radar and
Galrath
trying to
as
pretend
well.
that everybody
Saying.
I
knows?
forgot about him.
I'm just saying,
He's
I
so
think
good.
Zizzle serenades Galrath late at night. I just think that's what happens between those two.
I don't know. I think
but-
they're just good friends.
I do love the dynamic of like someone who is so like bombastic and like so just extra, and then Galrath just not taking any of it, just like, oh, here we go. It is a really fun dynamic to play with and to watch and to experience from players' perspective.
It is pretty damn awesome how many races are in this and the Astral Ward.
Yeah, well, I'm missing
there's
a new hawk.
undead, there's flipping, there's like there is so many, and there are so many races we don't talk to that are actually walking around that are part of the Astral Ward, right? Like, so it's just very cool. I love it how really it just doesn't feel like they have that background, and this is their everything. And this is their everything. It's pretty cool. There's a movie. I lost it.
There are
No,
many
yeah, actually.
movies.
There are
There's
movies that are
there's a movie I was thinking about where they all go to this place that's not Harry Potter, and they just completely forget where they were from, but they actually forget where they're from, and they're just all different people and different races. Anyway, not important. It was just something that popped into my head. So this is the Wizard's Tower. We're at the Wizard's Tower. Yes. Did you like the Wizard's Tower, everyone? Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, I think there's one thing I like it a lot. I think there's one thing I don't like is getting, because I like to go up top to around where Isgarian is to do the adventure up there, and it's not easy to go. It's not easy
With
to
the
get
sky
up.
scale. Yeah.
You use your sky scale, but then you have to like always go on the wall to get up there.
Oh, it's just too high up for your sky
Yeah.
scale.
It's just like a pixel too much.
Yeah, but it's still it's still good. It's still good.
Let's see where we are.
I like the scale. It could have been cool. I think that part of it is the feeling of it being just too high to fly up to. So it's
Yeah,
always an interruption instead of you making it halfway up and then.
I think I like it that way, but I just think it needs a better or more accessible teleporter to get up higher to higher areas. Like,
Yeah,
just
there's a
have-
bunch of teleporters. There should be like
I know,
little,
but
like,
they're not
no,
like in the
no,
best
but they
location.
should use it more like
Yeah.
Divinity's Reach, where like you're going from the different
Yeah, exactly.
layers.
That's a good
I like it a lot.
The wizards.
And
I like the growth.
I finally did the orb puzzle, or like the.
Oh.
Well, I did the. There a lot. Okay. Me saying orb puzzle is very vague when it comes to Go Wars 2. I could be talking about 15,000 things. I did that where you summon the orb from the wizard's vault and you bounce it all
Yeah.
around, and then it hits the Mystic Forge.
I was doing that. Yeah, I remember.
That was a lot. It was fun, but
did
I
not
had to
do
get
that.
into a squad. It was difficult.
I was very much like, I can't. No, it's too much for my brain. I can't do this. Not right now. There's too many
Gives
things
you a
to
mastery point.
do. Oh, does it?
It's good.
Oh, damn
It's
it.
good.
Now I need to do it.
The outpost has two count them. No wait,
Count them.
three count them.
two,
Three adventures in
three.
them. It's got the orbs that you collect at the top with your sky scale. It's got the sky scale target practice over there on the side.
Oh, I
and
like
it's
that.
got
That one's
the
fun.
Wizard's Trial, which is also
And
very.
isn't there a night versus a day version of one of them?
No, they're both. They're just closed off whether it's the night or the day. They
Oh,
try to
okay.
alternate. They're not perfectly alternating, but sometimes they're both closed off. But one happens at night and one mostly happens during the day.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sick. Love it.
And
Love it.
if you want to do that, the keeping the balloon in the air one, you get a group of I think
Yeah.
about 6 people is where it was just
That's
right because you just
perfect,
leapfrog 2 people.
Yeah.
I went there on the day of release and everyone was like, what is going on? And there were like 20 people just running around like, I was like, has everyone got ADHD here? I was like, this is literally me. Like, everyone's just like,
Being
where are we
set
going?
loose in Wonka's factory. It was great.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. It was just like,
So-
wow, this is epic.
I don't know if Nick is still in chat, but I have a question about the Wizard's Trial. And it's that when you're doing the time trial, you have about 10 minutes to do it as a time trial because then it gets cut off when the race starts. And the race starts like every 10 minutes and it lasts 10 minutes. So
Right.
my question is, was it set up that way where you get cut off from doing the time trial because that at least gives me a chance to like break away from my computer and do other things and not do it over and over again for 3 hours straight? And where I'll be like, oh, I can't do it anymore. I should be doing other things now. Is that what's going on? Because otherwise,
Protecting you.
Otherwise, I think it should be available during the race also.
Well. Period.
Excellent. I'm so glad
Great.
that we had this talk.
Mhm.
We're gonna pretty much end it there, I think, because the next
okay.
part is well, no. If Nick answers the question, then of course we'll talk about it. But we're gonna end the talking about the story thing. We're gonna end it there for the story, I think, and because your next video is literally starts like with Mabon's fate, so it's like
Oh no.
seems like
Mabon's
a good
fate.
place to start. And also we got 3 parts left, so it's 10 chapters, right? And more 7, 8, 9, 10. Maybe we'll finish it. I don't know. It might be a bit.
Yeah. 3 acts,
meaty.
3 parts of the podcast. We good.
Technically, it'll
go.
be 4 because it's number 7 that we're on.
What?
7, 8, 9, 10. It's 4.
No, I was talking about the acts.
Oh. Hey, what are you talking about? It's
There's 3
Acts versus
acts.
chapters.
No,
Big-
but those chapters together
There's
create
4 chapters in the
acts.
act.
So there's 3 acts in the 4 chapters. Oh, you mean
There's
3
3
acts for our
in the
review.
expansion.
Shush you, Rookery.
There's Act 1,
See
there's
you,
Act 2, and there's Act 3.
We've done pretty good at
God damn it.
yeah, breaking that up.
That was good. That's true.
Mhm.
That's true.
It was totally intentional, yes.
Yeah. So.
Great,
yeah. Wonderful job, everyone. We really
Great
nailed
job,
that
everybody.
one.
Excellent.
Well, way to just end on the most
Goodbye.
awkward note. I'm proud of us. Great job.
We'll see you next time on the Lightbringers Guild Wars 2 podcast. Goodbye for now.
Okay, but-
Everyone sing
but
their own
seriously,
theme
though.
tune on the exit. Bye.
I want him a Bond plushie. I want to see like one of those muscle body pillows from a Bond. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
You can do that.
Ooh,
You can
like
get
a
your own
Mersat.
body pillow.
Just get a custom
Yeah.
one. Get a custom
Custom
one.
Mersat body pillow. They should sell it on the Goers to like shop. That'd be great.
Now
I
on the
think it's-
Lightbringers store, you can get your
Skyrocket.
own
10
Lightbringer cuddly
Add a
toy.
pay the one. Why not?
Ooh, pay the M. Yeah.
Get rid of the pay the one. I want to climb in that demon goddess's arms.
Honestly,
Arms.
serves too.
Okay.
Screw it.
It said arms. So everyone said arms.
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 Arms?
Arms.
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 And not our other things.
Tiny winters.
Thank you.
But yeah, so the
Just wanted to make
race
sure I
goes
got
on.
that definition there.
The race starts every 10 minutes and it lasts for 10 minutes, so you get locked
you
out of
still
trying
back
to do the
there?
adventure. It's like I finally get
I never
into
take
the
boots
groove
to
of doing
Mordor.
it.
I'll still be in the
I
flipping.
get into the groove, and then all of a sudden, back. You only get 10 minutes to work on it, and then you're done.
Sounds
And
I've
awful.
only
Wow.
done the challenge like
Terrible.
once. Is there a special drop from it or something, or is it just it's just really fun? Because it was fun. I just get distracted.
there is no special. There's just for some reason there's a chest at the end.
Yeah,
you
and a
get to
pair of
do it once
boots.
a day. Yes, a pair of boots. That's the important part.
That is boots.
But no, I don't think there's a special drop. Just the chest. Oh, and for some, okay, so it's a weird one in that the adventure, yes, gives you a chest at the end, and then the chests you get, like the little chests you get for doing gold, silver, bronze, give you like a lot of experience. Like, yeah,
Oh.
a good chunk of experience. I don't know why. It's weird for an adventure to do that.
I should do it more then. No, that's great. I thought it was fun, but then there's always something else I'm in the city for, so I've
Yeah.
only ever done it the once.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot to do there. It's
There's
amazing.
a lot to do. Yeah, I have a weird proclivity to do the same thing over and over again.
It's comfy. Also, you wanted to get the best times, I guess, maybe? Maybe that's me. Okay, lovely. We are going to bugger off. And we will do the last... Yes, merch. I'll work on that. We will do a cheeky little outro. Just
Oh, is there
like...
gonna be merch?
That was a
Yeah.
joke, but... I mean, maybe, if people really want it.
Hey.
I really want to do. There was Festival on recently in was it in France or was it in Germany? I think both actually, because they used to do it. We used to do one in the UK. It was really fun. I would love to do one next year in America.
In America?
That'd be amazing.
Yeah, like in Seattle, and maybe get some devs to come over.
Or instead
Wow.
of Seattle, the perfect geographic location that's a geometric
Is
center
California.
of where we all are.
Yeah, I agree.
California.
100%.
Yeah. it'll probably be
Chicago. Chicago.
Chicago. Seattle.
No, I love any excuse to get to Seattle.
I mean, Seattle is just good. Like, this is where we're in now. And maybe they could bring some plushies. It was so cool. One of the events we had in Europe, which is in London, we rented a pub out basically, and we had 5 PCs where I would like commentate and teach people how to play PvP in tournaments, and they would just line up and they would just have me in the background commentating their stuff. And then everyone had like a plush. They got a Char plushie when they came in the door.
Aw.
Every single person.
Aw.
It was
That's
so
awesome.
good. Like, and they got loads of prizes. It was a really good time. It was really wholesome. And we had another event where we were in like a big hall and stuff, and there was a bunch of people, and they were like making stuff. It was just really, really good. So hopefully, maybe that would be cool. Anyway, that's a random side effect. Side thing. Kroof, where do you do the things that you do?
Oh, wait.
And where can you get that Mabon pillow thing? Are you doing your outro? Or Alright, what music?
Hold on. We need the dramatic reveal again.
Sure.
I
Fracture.
thought you were gonna sync
Are you
out
ready?
of the picture when you were
Alright,
done.
wait, 3, 2, 1, go. I've got the music and everything.
So slow.
Your whole table's sinking.
Hi.
He didn't for the music, but it's fine.
Funny to see you here. When did you get in my house?
Oh, actually, the music does suit it now.
Who gave you a key? Do you know the landlord? You paying rent this month? If you answered yes to any of those questions, you might be also interested in my YouTube channel, which is Kroof, where I go over rental payments, car payments, loans, insurance policies, and
Of who?
Roth IRAs,
401ks.
and not those. I don't
You
specialize
go
in
for a
those.
Roth, but you
You
won't go
don't
for
touch
the
those.
401k.
No. We're doing systems that are not taxed after a certain age that you take them out. Okay. Smart. Thank you so much for having me here. I had a great time. And I don't know where else to go from this. So I'm gonna say
Just go
thank
back
you.
down. I think.
Just
Go back
keep
down.
I'm gonna bow out. I'm gonna
Keep
say,
Oh, there's no stopping that.
I'm gonna say thank you.
Griff offers so
And-
many things.
And yeah, find me on YouTube, find me on Twitter, find me on Discord. You know, we out here living life. Living life.
Honest Scotch. What are you doing? What are you doing? Alright.
I stream Guild Wars, whatever game strikes my fancy, and Naval
That's a new
Felton.
one. Not heard of that one before. Guild Wars.
No,
Whatever
yeah.
took us on.
And whatever, yeah. Well, I mean, it's been a lot of Palea lately.
Oh, nice.
I've
Cool.
been,
Yeah, that's
I've
a
been
wonderful
hooked.
game.
It's fun.
Yeah.
It's so peaceful. And I like actually being able to decorate a house. There's something about the nice controlled palette that I actually am able to decorate. I don't do that in normal. Anyways,
Yeah.
I am not an interior designer, but I feel like one. Yeah, so Otterscotch on Twitch, hopefully on Blue Sky soon. It's really all I have a YouTube. There's some stuff there. Might be more.
Okay.
That's me.
Thanks for joining us again this week. It's been awesome to have
Thank
you
you so
once
much.
again.
It's fun.
Kroof as well. You're kind of welcome. So love your face.
Wow.
It's alright, Kroof hopefully knows by now. I'm joking. We've known each other quite a long time. Rookery, tell us what you do and what you do.
Hi, yeah, I'm Rook, aka Rookery. That's ROOKURI. You can find me on Twitch there. You can find me on YouTube at the same. And you can find me on Twitter at Rookery_. I am on Blue Sky. Theoretically, I'm gonna start using it sometime soon here because X is on fire. And that's just Rookery. So whatever we're doing, wherever it is, please come say hi sometime. This month is a little bit weird because next week I am going to be flying out to London and I'm going to be there for a week. And then if you are tuning in, I'm sorry, it's not Guild Wars 2, but if you are one of the players who also plays Final Fantasy 14, like I am, I'll be live on the FanFest stage and commentating their PvP that's happening, perhaps some other appearances, so keep an eye out. But I'll be gone for a bit this month, so there's going to be a lot happening there, some other tournaments and podcast appearances and stuff that'll be coming up too this month, so keep an eye out. I'm actually going to go do a tournament tonight at 9 p.m. as well for Final Fantasy PvP, but we will be doing a lot of stuff with Guild Wars 2 as well, and always do, and it's wonderful to be on the podcast each week when I can, Jebro.
You're very welcome. We're glad we could get you in for a little bit of the story because next week you will not be here, I am assuming.
No.
There we go. Okay. You will be missed.
Oh,
You
we're
got
gonna
in for
miss
a
your
one bit.
commentary on Patha.
I know.
Oh,
I'm so
yeah,
mad.
that's
Oh,
true.
listen, all I can say is that she's hot, so hot, incredibly hot,
Just
wildly
send
hot.
us. Whoa,
I
wait. What
love
time
her.
would it be? It'd be like
I-
11 p.m. or
God.
something. Maybe we could get you a
I
call
know.
in. Maybe we could get a call in for like
Just like
5 or 10
No.
minutes.
Just for the character.
Or
No,
leave
no,
a
no,
voice
don't do it.
note in the Discord and we'll
Yeah,
play
you
it.
just have to little audio
Leave us a
recording.
5-minute
Oh my gosh.
voice note, like of how you feel about.
Okay. All right.
We'll
If I
listen to it for
remember,
the first time.
great. If I remember, I will do that. But everybody just know that
So,
she
don't
is a
expect it.
gift. She is a blessing. I love her. She might betray and murder us, but I'm okay with it.
Wait.
And-
I've got a question for you. Aureen or Pafer?
Now listen. You know that I love both of them.
No.
And if it's just
you had
like,
to choose,
if it's just,
you had to choose
listen.
in a room, who to go to first?
it depends on the
Oh.
context.
No,
okay,
there is no
Jeb?
context. It's the same context. There's only one context.
Well,
You
why
have to
would you
choose.
go to Orin? Could just talk. Actually, they could both just talk in your brain,
That's right, they can.
so you don't have to go to either of them.
Look, polyamory exists, and I am it.
Oh, okay, good fucking answer.
But I will say that there's always, it's always complicated with Doreen
Hey.
because, like, technically, you also raised her from an egg, but she's also like a
Yeah.
multi-dimensional sentient being at this point that's far beyond our own ken. And although I love her dearly, I can say firmly that Patha I can thirst over with abandon.
Yeah.
She's so good, and I just love her. She's enigmatic and mysterious and incredible and amazing and everything, and I'm just excited to see what happens. That's all. That's me, Rook, signing off for like the next 2 weeks.
Okay. Well, you have a wicked trip, and we'll be following and watching all the things. Maybe hopefully we can. No, they'll be offline by the time we get there. Oops. Well, anyway, it's gonna be good times. I'm looking forward to watching. Last but certainly not least, the one, the only interrupter of all things, Boots.
Hi, I'm Boots. Bootts.
Bootts, exactly.
Bootts. You can find me at World Avengers on YouTube, and I've been I finally edited stuff that's going up, and then I gotta get back on the grind and do the rest of the adventures.
Excellent.
Yeah. And I'll
Look
see you
forward
soon.
to seeing more adventures from Boots. And you should wear like a pair of boots during your content and like put them up on the table.
Foot
Like,
cam.
put your feet up. Oh gosh, Jesus Christ!
Whoa, wait, hold
Calm
on.
down.
Whoa.
We gotta blur those feet.
There's been like 100+ episodes of the Lightbringers, and we've never seen feet before, and Boots was the first one.
That can't be true. That cannot be true. There's no way that.
Yeah, no, that is. You are the first foot person.
There's no way.
Going straight for Karoof with that
Out of
one.
everyone here, why me?
No, well,
And you are
I mean,
right. And you are right.
To be
You are
honest,
right.
yeah, if it was going to be anyone else, it would be. Let's get real. Is that okay, Chris? Sorry. We're not trying to
mean,
call
yeah.
you out, but,
Is
you know.
that okay?
I mean, what? Yeah. I mean, what am I supposed to say now?
Hey, I'm asking for.
Is that okay? What type of question is that?
I'm tired. It's been a long week.
Karoof, is it okay that we think that you're just like a little freak that would put It's not okay.
Oh, I think that hernia's back. Oh, shit.
You're
Yeah, the way you said it, it's okay. You're a little freak. Jesus, all right.
Damn.
No.
Well, yes.
You know what?
Black China's mother being like, well, yes.
You better delete this, but Karoof, because I said that, and
No,
I love
I'm not
you.
deleting
but...
any of this. Oh no!
Yeah.
I'm not deleting it, Rook. This is no.
We're
I'll
gonna
be
get
the one that did
demonetized.
this. I'll join Boot.
No.
I'll join Boot.
That was a kick. That was an educational demonstration of a martial arts kick.
Yeah.
Yes.
You'll have to pay for my only feet / only knees channel to get a picture of mine. I'm
You
not
gotta get a
as
clip.
forthcoming.
And we were talking about blinking being $100. That's at least $500 right there, baby. I'm not showing that for free. Absolutely not.
I want a sound clip of Rook saying, Proof you're a little freak.
I want to sign up for that too.
Okay, because I'm not sure how what's going to happen next. I think we're going to go.
Probably good.
There's some interesting moments happening, which I feel like it's just going to get worse. Okay, or better. Depends how you feel. I mean, better is good as well.
Either.
Everyone. Okay, we'll see you next time for the Lightbringers podcast. We're going to talk about the last Sea of Thieves? Secrets of the Obscure. I keep doing that. Secrets of Obscure party parts. Lightbringers.com. No, that's not our website. Twitch.tv.
Jebro's really flustered because of all the feeds.
Got a little flustered.
I'm really warm.
Oh,
My eyebrows.
all these feet are getting me warm.
My eyebrows are sweating.
Well, they're doing their job.
They're not supposed to do that.
They're supposed to catch your sweat.
They catch your
Is
sweat.
that why
yeah.
they designed for
direct-
that?
Yeah, that's why they were designed.
That's why they
Yeah,
exist.
that's why your eyebrows
I
were
gotta
designed like that.
check up on whoever that was. Like, who produced that fractal? I need some input. Okay.
We just do. It is weird that we just have like 2 hair bars.
Yeah, it is weird.
They're put there so that the body knows where to put your
And
eyes.
some
just
people
right there.
draw them on, so they're not even like truly doing their thing.
It's true.
We gotta end this. We've said
Okay,
the word
sorry.
hair bar.
We need to end it
We
all.
gotta end it.
We gotta go.
Well, we've got officially gone for 2 hours now, so it's fine. Okay, twitch.tv/JebroUni every week on a Friday, depending on whether or not I am available, but normally. We'll be back next week. See you soon. YouTube.com/JebroUni if you want to check out the rest of the episodes, which there are plenty and many. If you want to Google it, do that thing as well. On Spotify, on Google, on iTunes, on your favorite websites. Goodbye for now. We'll see you next time on Lightbringers Podcast.